Here we go. He's going to hand it off.
So Ed fakes the give. Now he's out to his right. Got a man open. Cut back. First down yardage now for Cameron Marshall. 3 on the play clock. They get the snap off. Give left side. Open hole again. Tough run. Still fighting ahead. On his feet. That's Sean Powell driving. Sean Powell with a... Ed sends it. Short pass. Caught with space. Sean Powell. Inside the 25, Powell brought down. It's his 2nd and 10. Pitch play coming up. Ball on the ground. Ball on the ground. Looks like the Bears might have it, and they do. At the 50-yard line, John Marshall. Backfield with Ed. Now he's going to throw it short to the left side. Swing pass. Making a move now. It's Cameron Marshall. First down yardage. Big play on the short reception.
Or maybe 2 down and 2 linebackers.
Boy, they'll go quick swing pass, this time left side again. Looks like that's going to be first down yardage for TJ. Rogers takes a snap, now give to Wilson. DJ breaking a couple tackles, cut down. Back at the line of scrimmage. Excuse me, it's not Powell. He's going to Statue of Liberty give to the left side.
Okay.
TJ Fisher takes it. Malcolm open man left all alone, cutting back towards the middle. Cut back. Cameron Marshall.
This guy is a gamer. We've seen so many plays allow anything more. I think this game gets out of hand.
Now the give to Wilson. He's deep in the backfield. He's going to break through a couple tackles and fight back ahead. And still 2nd and 14. They give up the middle to Wilson. He's going to get stuffed at the line. Maybe gain 1.
Taking what the defense gives you.
Ed looking across the middle. Pass nearly picked off, but instead it's caught by Noah Belton. Belton off. Malcolm Ed. Hard count. Won't get him. Now on 2 he goes. He's going to give to Powell up the middle. Sean Powell breaking tackle. Still on his feet. Powell, right sideline. Powell, right sideline. Powell, right sideline. Inside the 5. 1st and goal coming up. Sean Powell. Ed drops back. Looking to the end zone. Got the corner. Ed to the corner. Touchdown.
There it is.
Cameron
Guess
Marshall.
who?
Marshall! Play clock. They're going to rush 4. Looks like no one drops back. Wide open man. Noah Belton left side. First down. Malcolm Ed. Pressure again. Screen pass. TJ Fisher left side. Fisher following the block. Fisher end zone. Touchdown Bears. They're going to fake the give. Sidearm pass, that one is caught, complete.
How about that?
2-point conversion.
I think Sean Powell defensively, as we see
that ball's on the ground deep in the backfield. The Bears jump on it. John Marshall will get the ball at the 45-yard line as the clock reads 1:40. Looking for Marshall. Marshall was open. Now Ed going to take off. Left side, Ed brought down out of bounds. Up at the sniffer spot. Now the give, toss back. Cut back. James Allen to the sideline. James Allen, move, pylon, touchdown, Bears! And John Marshall jumps their season high. 20 points.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
And welcome to historic Taft Stadium. I'm Grant McNew alongside Noah Kent. We've got Richie Overcash, who is acting as the ghost of Halloween's past. Yeah, he's off screen. We don't allow him to be on screen. He's too young. He's too young, and we're scared of what he's going to do if he's on screen. But it is a pleasure to be back with you. We had a week off, Noah. We had a week
right.
off due to some technical difficulties, but we're back. We solved them. We worked. We thought outside of the box. Any other things you want to say about the way that we solved it?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really, Grant. I will say that, though, no technical difficulties anticipated tonight.
Oh,
so
why would you say that?
We appreciate our viewers bearing with us through those couple weeks. We're back ready to go.
No, the entire broadcast crew just found a piece of wood to knock on as you said that. I believe that's, what is that, superstition? I'm a little stitious.
I'm not worried, Grant.
I'm a little stitious.
I believe.
Okay. Hey, Northwest Classen against U.S. Grant, Knights against the Generals, 1-7 against 0-8. So a little bit of a rough record both sides here, but speaking of 0-8 teams, Noah, speaking of 0 wins and 8 losses, we don't have Desmond Williams. But last night, Desmond Williams, our co-star, did something incredible. He went on the road to Ouachita Baptist Division II football as an 0-8 team and beat the number 3 team in the country. Number 3 team in the country, 8-0.
Well, many of our viewers, you may know that this whole broadcast team, we hail from the great University of Southern Nazarene.
Yes,
and
bolts
so,
up.
Some of our viewers, you might be thinking, why should I care? Why should I care that Southern Nazarene knocked off the undefeated number 3 team in the nation? I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because tonight, according to On3 Sports and Massey score predictions,
okay,
the Northwest Classen Knights have a 64% chance to win the game tonight.
Okay.
64%, Grant. Conversely, obviously, the Generals, they have a 36% chance. Here's why I bring that up.
Good math.
Stats, especially score predictions, don't necessarily matter.
That's where you were going with that. Okay.
Yes.
I was wondering.
Obviously, it seems like the Knights are going to be favored in this game, but by no means is that the end-all, be-all. There's a reason why you play the game, and we're excited to see them play that tonight.
Well, and to your point, too, the film will tell you that both sides have a couple of dudes, right? You've got some guys that can move the ball, that are quick. They've got quick steps. They make big plays. But I think the battle today is going to come down to the trenches, and we'll talk about it later, too. But I want to throw that out there. First things first, the battle of the trenches, I think that's where we need to keep our eyes today.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, Grant. It's going to be a fun one. The Grant Generals, they're 0-8, obviously. They're 238th in the state of Oklahoma. They're 0-5 in conference or in district, but they're actually ranked number 7th in their district. Northwest Classen is ranked number 8th, although they do have a better record, 1-7. The reason being because even though they're both 0-5 in the district, U.S. Grant has a better score differential.
Yes.
And so we're seeing number 7, number 8 in the class, or District 2, District 6A. Well, 6A, District 1.
To that,
yeah,
you talk about the point differential being the deciding factor there, but you also talk about the percentage chance to win from On3 Sports. Noah, how about from Noah Kent Sports? Do you take that 1-7 and put that over 0-8 every time, or are you looking at the point differential? Give me your prediction.
Yeah.
Your percentage prediction.
So I really don't know what's going on 3 Sports and Massey score prediction. I don't know how they get those numbers. And so really for me, how I predict is what I see with my eyes, the on-field test. I don't really care about records. I don't really care about scores. Who has the better players? Northwest Classen, we've seen them a couple times here on the Call Sports Network.
Yes.
They have some guys. Like you said. We'll get into that a little bit, but I think that the talent is definitely on the Knights side, and so to overcome that, the Generals are going to have to just out-athlete the Knights team. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do that. I really don't know, but if I had to predict, I'll go with the Knights.
Hey, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I am electrified. I am pumped. More adjectives to describe our feelings right now. Noah, help me out. Come on, I know you got
incessant.
Oh, we haven't used that one. I'm looking up synonyms for excited. Here's the thing. We go to college. And we have yet to think, what if we had more words to say we're excited? Exhilarated, thrilled, elevated. How about that? I feel like I'm already an animated person. This doesn't really add to that. I'm already animated. Here's the thing. It's Friday Night Lights. And we talk about this just about every week. Friday Night Lights, they do something to you. They galvanize you even.
I would agree with that. I mean, think about it's the first Friday in November.
Oh, yeah.
Football, it's a fall sport. There's something different.
When the weather cools.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
And so we're going to experience a little bit of that tonight. And
it's homecoming.
That is true. It's
That's
homecoming for the Northwest Classen Knights. Can't wait to see the festivities that they have planned as well.
Hey, we're going to take a break, step away, and you're going to hear from our Dose sponsors. We'll be back after this. Don't go away.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
And we bring you back into the broadcast booth. Once again, Grant McNew alongside Noah Kent. Richie Overcash over here to our left. Ben Fuller on camera, by the way. We forgot to mention, it's great having Ben. He's the most polite person I've ever met. And it's just great having him around. Also, Bryce Burns on production, getting ready to handle any fires that might arise. He is prepared for the worst. Trust me on that. But let's get into this Northwest Classen offense. Noah, a team that right now is scoring 11 points per game. Their season high was 47 at Western Heights on September 20th. The Jets could not handle this Northwest Classen offense.
I think that's exactly right, Grant. There's a reason why they're 1-7, and some of that can be blamed on the offense. Some of that can be blamed on the defense. We'll go into the defense later. But except for that one game against Western Heights, they really haven't been able to put a complete game on offense together. Like you mentioned, they're scoring 11 points per game. They're giving up 42, so that's kind of where you see where the record may come into play, where you see why they may have that 1-7 record. But like we've mentioned already, they have some athletes. They're going to be led by the quarterback from the quarterback position by quarterback Anthony Jones.
Yep.
Kind of a dual threat game manager type quarterback. Last time we watched him, we were very impressed how he kind of stepped in for Devin Wilkinson, who is the starting quarterback to start this season. They also have some great wide receivers, headlined by number 11, Brandon Butler, the senior. He's had some great performances on the call game of the week. He also have a couple other playmakers, Kenny Hardesty, Jalen Lopez, Jordan Jackson, just to name a few. They have some really experienced, very talented wideouts and tight ends that they can get the ball to. I suspect that their offense is going to come mainly through the air in this game.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. I wanted to highlight Anthony Jones because he's a guy that, like you said, he's a younger guy trying to get comfortable is really where his issue is right now in games. It's not that he's not talented, and it's not that he's making bad decisions, which is excellent news if you're the coaching staff of Northwest Classen. You've got a quarterback that's making the right decisions. It's him getting comfortable in the pocket, getting comfortable to start the ball game. And as soon as you see him get comfortable, usually as that second quarter starts, from what we've seen, he takes off, right? And that's what you want to see happen from Anthony Jones. And you talk about not necessarily getting a full game from this offense, a complete game. I don't know if I 100% agree with you. Star Spencer put up a good fight, and that was a fun game to watch. I feel like this is a team that just is one or two steps away from being a really good team. We talked about it at John Marshall for the Bears, right? They were a team as well that was just a few steps away from being a really good team. Northwest Classen, I feel like, is one of those squads where the penalties hurt them. They make some simple mistakes, but other than that, you see big plays. You see things happen where you feel like there is a really good football team somewhere within it.
You know, I think it's interesting that you bring that up, Grant. I had it down in my notes that since the start of the 2021 season, they're 4-37. So traditionally unsuccessful program. But like you said, it seems like they're right on the cusp of finally breaking through a little bit, getting some or stacking some successful seasons on top of one another. My mind goes to the Baltimore Orioles.
Okay.
They were a 100 loss team of just a few seasons ago. In 2 seasons, they turned their hopes around. They were a 100-win season, or had a 100-win season. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling upon my words.
He's nervous.
100 loss to 100 win, and so I think that kind of lends to your point where, you know, if you start to get some momentum, that can really snowball, and you can have a really successful program all of a sudden.
Well, and on the other side of that too, you've got a U.S. Grant defense that now is allowing 45 points per game, including 48 last week to Choctaw. I don't expect to see that kind of implosion from the defense. I don't expect to see them give up that many points, but you know that there's a defense on the other side of you that has some holes that you could exploit.
That is true, Grant. Like you said, 45 points per game, allowing 45 points per game, that's not going to cut it. But we do kind of realize that number is inflated because they've been playing much stiffer competition than the Northwest Classen. So, like you mentioned, that number is probably going to be a little bit lower. Should lend to a more competitive game. Their head coach, Alec Levacy, it's his 8th year as a head coach. He graduated from Grant in 2011. He played ball at UCO, the University of Central Oklahoma. He knows football, and you know, traditionally, whenever you see some unsuccessful programs, Grant hasn't had the best seasons in recent years. That lends to a culture problem. But I don't really think there's a culture problem here at Grant. And in fact, I think it's the other way. I think they have a great culture. They really bond, have a brotherhood. You know, you recognize that maybe they're not as talented as some other teams, but they embrace that. They embrace that, and they're going to come out here and play their hardest tonight. And that's what you really want to see from your defense. Can your defense just play their hearts out and put your offense in a position to get some points on the board and come win? We don't know a lot about the Grant defense as far as key players. I had some written down. I think Christian Grove is one. He's a defensive end. Yeah. Jonathan Clemens, he's a middle linebacker. But it's going to be a group effort tonight if Grant wants to get the win.
Well, and to your point about not necessarily having a culture problem, the big thing that sticks out to me when you look at a lot of these teams, you can tell a lot by roster size. Yeah. Not by 6'4", 280. Not by that. I mean by the number of players on your roster. You're in the 6A too, right? You're in the 6A. And you don't have a 50-man roster, right? You I should say 60 or 70 even. You look out there and you've got a roster size of a 3A, 4A school. That alone is going to hurt you. That alone is going to hurt you, and you've seen that from U.S. Grant. This is one of those moments where you say, oh, maybe if you knock them down a couple divisions where their roster size would tell you they are, then they're a really competitive ball team. But 6A2, Division I, it's just not there right now. But to your point of not knowing necessarily too much what you're going to get from specific players on this defense for U.S. Grant, I want to point out you've got a 3-4 look, and the defensive line is not going to get through the offensive line super often. And we talked about it in the introduction of the battle in the trenches is where our eyes are probably going to go. The blitzing linebackers, that's where the pressure is going to come from this general defense. Keep an eye on that. They're going to run 3-4. They're going to roam the linebackers around a little bit. They're going to send extra rushers because they have to. They have to. And those linebackers have to be ready to make a lot of tackles and make a lot of plays.
Well, I think that kind of lends to what we were talking about with the Northwest Classen Knights offense is if the Grant defense brings extra rushers, let's say they have a 5-man blitz, that's going to force Anthony Jones, once again, maybe a little bit of an unexperienced quarterback. He's had some experience, but in general, unexperienced. He's going to have to force him to make the right decisions. And we've seen him have his flashes this season, but he's going to have to do it consistently tonight if the Knights want to get this victory.
Yeah, my keys for the Northwest Classen offense, number one, let Anthony use his legs. Let Anthony Jones use his legs. Keyword there is let. Don't force. Yeah. Do not make him run. Allow him to run. Give him time in the pocket. but let him make the decision to move around freely. Let him feel like he's comfortable doing whatever he needs to do to get the ball where it needs to be. Number 2, win in the trenches. How many times can I say the word trenches tonight, right? Give him time, but also the running game I think is going to be big tonight. I think you're going to run the ball a lot on both sides. Your offensive line has to be ready for that. For U.S. Grant, my keys are, number 1, find a way to get pressure. Again, your defensive line likely not going to be the key focus of the pressure in the backfield. You're going to eat up blocks, sure, but your linebackers are going to have to make plays in the backfield. Yeah. Number 2 is do your job. Don't get caught trying to play hero ball. Don't get caught trying to fill in the gaps of other players. Do what you are told to do. Do what you need to do, and let the worst work itself out.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I'll add to that, the key on really both sides of the ball for both teams, can you play mistake-free football?
Yeah.
That's something that has plagued both teams this season. Penalties, turnovers, etc. Can you minimize that? And I think whoever wins the turnover battle, whoever wins the penalty battle, most likely is going to come out here with the win.
Well, we're going to take a short break, step away, and be right back after this.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
And we welcome you back again into the broadcast booth here at historic Taft Stadium. Grant McNew, Noah Kent. Noah, let's talk about this U.S. Grant offense, okay? They're scoring 4 points per game. They went with a big goose egg last week against Choctaw. Choctaw really came out and played extremely well against the Generals. But coming up, you've got a shotgun formation most of the time. You're probably going to run 4 wide a lot, move your running back around in the backfield. What do you expect to see from this offense?
That's a great question, Grant. And, you know, something that, well, first off, they're scoring 28 points per game this season. Excuse me, they're scoring a total of 20 points, 28 points on the season. I'm so sorry. They've scored 28 points on this season. And so it really looks like they're searching for answers still. They don't have a great rhythm when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, and it shows as far as the stats. And so something that kind of surprised us coming into this game is that it looks like the quarterback that's starting for us, or for U.S. Grant, is going to be Jameer Martin, number 7. I really don't know much about him. I do know from a little bit of the film that we've studied, he's more of a dual threat oriented quarterback. He has the ability to get outside the pocket, get big gains down the field. But he's really going to be tested tonight, I think, especially because he's someone that really hasn't started very much for U.S. Grant in this season so far. And so I suspect maybe they start out the game a little bit more of a run game and then try to see if Jameer Martin can carry them to a victory, maybe through the air, through his legs. Who knows?
Yeah, Jameer Martin's going to come out, like you say. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He's a multi-talented guy. But he's got a defense on the other side of him. 49 a game. 49 points per game. 55 last week to Eisenhower. The Eagles, again, they just played well.
Yep.
They just did their thing, right? But not only that, I want to point out that Northwest Classen's defense struggles to get pressure up the middle. So, when you've got a guy as talented over here, are you making fun of how, like, bright my computer screen is right now? Is that what that is?
Yes, dude.
It was blinding me, and I was like, oh, man. That's
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. Oh, man. You know what would be really funny? Hold on. You're talking about, let me get, like, a warm light color. Let's see what happens here. Images. This is behind the scenes right here.
That's better.
How about that? How about that? Hey, again, Northwest Classen going to struggle to get pressure up the middle. You've got a guy on the other side at the quarterback position and running back and receivers. You got a lot of fast guys if you're U.S. Grant around your field. Here's what I say you need to do. I think you've got to use the width of the field if you're U.S. Grant. Coming out, get some quick pitches to the outside because your offensive line has holes. Let's be real. There were a couple plays against, I think it was, what team was it? It wasn't, oh my gosh, what game am I even thinking of? It wasn't Choctaw. It was the one before. Anyways, defensive lineman coming in almost untouched in the middle of the line. You have to use the width of the field here if you're the offense. You have to use the width of the field if you're the offense. And I expect to see some screen passes, some quick hitters to the outside. Well, what do you think?
I think that's great, Grant. I think that's really important to start out with positive plays, make the defense react, make the defense change their game plan to catch up with what you're doing on offense. So if you come out with those maybe like you said, quick screens or quick passes, get the ball into your hands of the playmakers, maybe that opens up some running lanes in the middle. I think the main thing is that you just have to start fast early. Start fast early, get your kind of newer quarterback in a rhythm to start out the game, and just kind of go from there.
Yeah, and another guy I'm going to look at is Tristan Mitchell, right?
Okay.
The wide receiver. He might take some snaps in the backfield, but he's a quick guy, and I had him written down as a guy that's going to hurt you with his legs. It's tough to bring down. He makes quick cuts. He's got good moves around the field, so a guy to look out for. I think we're going to call his name a lot tonight. Get ready for it. No,
okay.
I'm telling you right now. Tristan Mitchell.
I'm ready.
Tristan Mitchell, number 10, Tristan Mitchell. Get ready for it. What else do you have? What else do you have? They're cracking up to our left.
Well, dude, the warm light's off again.
He's like, I don't think it really makes a difference, Noah. I don't think it does.
All right. I thought it was funny.
Oh, it was funny. I thought it was funny. Producer Bryce has to be contained. Has to be contained. We'll get on him later. Oh, man. But, yeah, Northwest Classen coming out, 4-3 defense. They've got a solid edge rush. What do you say about that?
See, here's what solid edge rush, I'm not quite sure about that. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think from what we've seen, in order for Northwest Classen to get pressure, they have to disguise their blitzes or they have to bring an extra man, at least from what I remember from watching them on this channel a couple weeks ago. And so maybe that changes with maybe a less talented offensive line for the U.S. Grant Generals. But I think in general, no pun intended, the Northwest Classen Knights are going to have to bring some pressure, or at least bring another man.
Yeah.
I suspect that maybe they try out some spy packages as well, especially if Jameer Martin is as mobile as we think he is.
Oh, they're bringing out the giant flag. How about that? That is awesome. What that does also mean, though, is that we need to step aside for the playing of the national anthem that's coming up. So we're going to take a break and be back momentarily. Don't go away. Don't go away. We've got football coming your way.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
And we bring you back to Taft Stadium. Just under 8 minutes until kickoff as the captains begin to make their way out onto the field. There you see U.S. Grant.
Beautiful day for football, Grant.
Yes, it is.
First day of November, first Friday of November. Nice little 67 degrees outside. Wind gusts up to 12 miles per hour out of the south to southeast. It's a perfect day for football. Perfect day for football here at historic Taft Stadium. We're going to see a great matchup. The Northwest Classen Knights versus the U.S. Grant Generals. The records, maybe not the most impressive, but we've seen both these teams either on film or in person. We know how hard they play. We know that they are just have great schemes, really. And something that will contrast really in a most entertaining way, I suspect. So can't be more excited for this game.
The captains for U.S. Grant, number 10, Tristan Mitchell, number 33, Corin Smith, number 50, Anthony Anderson, and number 70, Christian Grove. On the other side for Northwest Classen, they were led out by number 77, Thomas Barrios, and number 7, Eric Jeremio.
I think we've mentioned it already, Grant, but this is Northwest Classen's homecoming night. The crowd starting to file in, the home crowd ready to cheer on their hometown Knights. I suspect it is going to be a very spirited game for sure.
Hey, I expect fireworks. That's what I'm excited for tonight. I think this is going to be some high-flying action.
I expect a light show.
I also expect a light show. Ooh, we haven't even mentioned the light show yet. That is one of my favorite parts about Taft Stadium, the LED light show. Producer Bryce Burns is trying to communicate something, but I don't know what he said. Oh, he's sad now. He's sad. U.S. Grant won the toss. They like to defer, and Northwest Classen will pick a direction.
Are we going to get a 7 o'clock kickoff tonight?
I don't think so. Neither full team is out with 5 minutes left. So Grant defers. Northwest Classen will receive. They will move left to right on your screen to start the first half. Well, guys, it's just about time for some Friday night football. Richie, are you excited right now?
I am pumped.
Why are you pumped?
I get to see football being played on a Friday night.
Gotcha. That's good. And homecoming, too. Homecoming. And here's the other thing. As the clock ticks down to 4.5 minutes until kickoff, we are that much closer to Grant's Facts. That much closer. One of my favorite segments. I know it's producer Bryce's favorite segment. I'll just go. It is my definitively favorite segment, by the way. I will just say.
Do we have any other segments?
No. We do not.
Grant and Richie, as we wait for these teams to run out of the tunnel, couple interesting stats, or at least history of both these teams. First off, starting with U.S. Grant. Back in 2014, they were granted by the OSSAA permission to become an independent. Basically that they could schedule their own, or make their own schedule, probably a bit of an easier schedule as well. In order to rebuild the program, can't say it was very successful, at least as the record shows. They're now 1 in 25 in district play since coming back into the 6A in 2021. But their lone win in district play came against Northwest Classen. So looking to repeat history there, I suppose.
Well, Northwest Classen just about ready to make their way onto the field on homecoming night. Here against the Generals. I love the purple look, by the way, on the uniforms. I love it. I also love the giant flag that they trotted out for the national anthem. We haven't seen that yet. That's awesome.
That was a nice taste.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Nice touch.
Well, while we have a moment, why don't we go ahead and hit Grant's Facts. Number 1, Someone will get their first district win tonight. Both teams winless in district. We know that. We've talked about that. We've covered that. We probably should stop saying it because it's making us a little sad. But somebody tonight will get win number 1 in district play. U.S. Grant a chance to get win number 1 overall tonight. Number 2, today is extra mile day, meaning, hey, work a little extra hard, go the extra mile, do something good. Yes, Richie?
I went the extra mile with Bryce today as I missed my exit.
Yeah, you literally,
so I literally went the extra mile.
That's funny.
Yes.
That's funny. Number 3, homecoming. Every single time there's a homecoming, I get pumped up. You get pumped up. Richie, not so much, but we have homecoming. And number 4, it's a good day to have a good day. Let's come out. Let's watch some football. Let's have a blast. Keep it nice and clean. Let's see some fireworks and a light show. Let's get it. U.S. Grant makes their way out onto the field. The Generals carrying their flags. Good vibes coming from the opposite sideline in white and red. Now Northwest Classen, the Knights, prepare their way out. They'll run through their tunnel. Here they come. Northwest Classen, the home team in tonight's matchup. Grant, the visitor. Two teams that feel like there's a lot on the table tonight, as they haven't gotten many opportunities this season. But here tonight, they each have one. Gettable wins. That's what you call this, gettable, both sides.
You know, interesting fact, Grant, I actually used to be a high school basketball player in the state of Oklahoma.
That's
in the
true.
OKC Metro, and I had the opportunity to play U.S. Grant one time. We ended up losing to him. The reason I say that is because they have a reputation of being scrappy, of being athletic, of playing until, in basketball, the final buzzer, in football, the final whistle, and I expect to see more of the same here tonight for U.S. Grant. For Northwest Classen, we've seen them. We've seen them on this channel. Come out here and put up great fights against better talented or more talented teams. There's no reason, once again, to expect any different tonight. Should be a really, really scrappy, I think. Scrappy, hard-fought game. That's exactly what we want to see.
Hey, but before we really get into the game itself, by the way, 7 o'clock, the other team's on the field, so I win that bet again. Shout out to the U.S. Grant coaching staff coming out, meeting us, saying, hey, here's an updated roster. Here's our starters for the night. That is just hospitality on another level. Shout out to them. Great group. Coach Leveski over there. Stand-up guy, Noah. Stand-up guy for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was reading an article in preparation for this game. He says, I love wins. Everyone loves wins, but I try to instill in them it's not all about wins and losses. He's more interested in the personal development of his players. And I think there's been some really cool success stories that have come out of U.S. Grant in recent years, particularly to the head coach and his staff.
Well, you have to love that. A guy that cares. A guy that cares. We're just about ready to be underway. As Northwest Classen is set to receive, they're going left to right in the purple and gold. Grant Generals will send it away. Angel Alvarez, the kickoff specialist, will boot this one deep. This one might bounce, and it does. Picked up by the Knights towards the left side. This is Vegas Brown, and Brown found the sideline. It's going to be pulled down about the 40-yard line. So the sophomore gives good field position to the Knights, and they will trot out Devin Wilkinson.
That's unexpected, Grant. Seems like he is back from injury, the injury that he suffered, I think it might be week 1 or 2 of the season. Grant's saying week 2 here on this channel.
Well, this here's the thing. He is a senior. It's final home game. He's not lined up in the quarterback position. He may just be a placeholder for now. We'll see. Now give by Jones, looking for Lopez, and that play blown up in the backfield. That was number 14, Jonathan Anderson, with a humongous lick in the backfield. Loss of 5 on the play, 2nd and 15 coming up.
There we go, Grant. Great start right there for the U.S. Grant Generals. Anderson gets in the backfield. That play seemed almost too predictable. Looks like Anderson was able to split through the defense, split through the offensive line, tackles him for a loss. Not a great start for the Northwest Classen offense. Looks like they're going to go through the air on this 2nd down play.
Anthony Jones from the gun, 2 wide to his right. He's going to give to Lopez up the middle. Jay Lamone again blown up, this time for a gain of 3.
You know, I think it's interesting to see Jay Lamone Lopez in the backfield to start this game. You know, in the past, we've seen him kind of have unsuccessful drives or unsuccessful plays when it comes to running the football. It looks like they might be trying a different look. I've never seen Lopez in the backfield like that.
I also want to mention, Grant, I think this is a complete quarterback switch here. Going to Anthony Jones, we've seen success with him. Why not keep him in?
So on 3rd and 12, a quick jump from Joseph Clemens and the Generals. That will move Northwest Classen that much closer to a 1st down. When you get a 1st down here, you feel like you're moving for the rest of the drive. You need the 50-yard line if you're the Knights.
How about the team play from Devin Wilkerson, being a senior, coming in? It looks like he's the tight end now.
Yes. Jones drops back. He's looking to the right. Now he's got a man over the middle. Sends it deep, looking for Butler. Pass well overthrown, intercepted. The Generals moving the other way. U.S. Grant will take over as the interception by Tristan Mitchell gets him down past the 45 with a flag at the opposite 48.
If I had to suspect, Grant, it might be a horse collar tackle on the Northwest Classen Knights as they tackle the returning defender. That's going to move up the ball an extra 15 yards. The Generals in prime field position to start this game.
Well, you said it coming in to this ball game. On3 Sports says, what was it, 36% chance of a win.
That's
U.S.
exactly
Grant
right.
comes out and says, hey, let us show you something. From the gun, they're going to give on the sweep. This time it's Mitchell again. Tristan Mitchell around the right side, still on his feet, finally drugged down after a 1st down gain.
There we go, Grant. That's something that you talked about in our keys to the U.S. Grant offense, getting the ball in the hands of the playmakers quickly. Right there, they have a man in motion, Tristan Mitchell. They hand it off to him on a little bit of a touch pass maybe or handoff, and he's able to go for the 1st down.
And the first red zone alert of the night, Tavon Alexander in motion. They will also bring around Miguel Garcia. Jameer Martin from the gun. Garcia back in motion again, whistles blow, and a timeout called by the Generals. 9:48 left in the 1st quarter and already a timeout from Grant. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't necessarily agree with it. I think it's hard to determine, what exactly they were calling the timeout for. There were 6 seconds left on the play clock. I doubt it's because that they didn't think they were going to get the snap off, which means they probably didn't like the play call that they had. It's just kind of, you don't really see a timeout called so early in the game, Grant.
I like it because you are at the 14-yard line, right? You don't want to take any risk. 1st and 15 compared to 1st and 10, you're on a script, most likely. If you're a coach, you're on a script because it's early in the game. You call the timeout there to stay on script.
Now Martin, 2 wide to his left, man in motion. That's Garcia moving. Quick hitter left side, and that one's going to drop incomplete. Tavon Alexander, the intended receiver, and we talked about that a little bit pregame, expecting some wide receiver screens, looking for the alley on the left side. There is a flag in the backfield, but using the width of the field, that's what we expected from the Generals. Illegal man downfield.
So just as the U.S. Grant Generals, they get into the red zone, then they have an incomplete pass on an inaccurate ball from the quarterback. Then they move back 5 yards because of an ineligible player downfield. Not the ideal start. Now they're out of the red zone and looking at a second down and 15 or so.
So 2nd and 25 from the Generals. Perkins Smith in motion to the right side. Flags fly. This one, a false start against the offense, so back him up a few more. Hey, they just talked about that.
Yeah, 2nd and 25 turned into a 2nd and 30.
How about this, Grant? 3 penalties for 25 yards already for U.S. Grant.
Yeah, that was one of my keys to the game for both sides. Whoever's going to win the penalty battle, whoever's going to win the turnover battle will probably win this game. We've already seen a turnover. We've already seen 3 flags. 4 flags, actually.
2nd down and 30. Perkins Smith in motion. Now from the gun is Martin. Martin fakes the give. He wants to go left side. Martin looking for the edge. Throws a stiff arm. It's going to be lit up. Flag flies as the hit is delivered. There was no gain on the play from Martin. Now the question is, what is the call from the backfield? The flag thrown on the right side. Northwest Classen looks like they're going to decline the holding penalty. So 3rd down and about 30.
Grant, normally I'm a guy who does not like referees, but so far, really pleased with these refs getting the call in quick, throwing correct flags.
Yeah.
I'm very, very impressed.
You are known as the referee hater.
I am.
I
Got
hear.
me muted a couple times.
From the gun is Jameer Martin. He'll take the snap, give up the middle. Jonathan Anderson on the carry. He's going to get a decent gain. Late flag launched. Talk about a throw from the referee. We'll see what they call on this.
It looked like from the reaction of the players on the field that maybe number 33, I think that was Amari Willis, may have been penalized for a legal hit.
I mean, it was a heavy hit for sure.
That would be a huge blow to this Knights defense, who already forced the Grant Generals into backwards play after backwards play, and now a 4th and 20.
So they call targeting against Northwest Classen, and that's going to move U.S. Grant so much closer to the goal line. And I'm not sure if that's an automatic first or not. Richie is shaking his head no. Oh, he's shaking it yes now.
I don't know. Okay,
now he's shaking it I don't know. 3rd down and 11 officially.
we get the answer.
Yes, we do.
Would have figured it was.
Yeah, you would think. Good thing we don't make the rules. Screen pass, right side. Generals won't get much out of it as Tavon Alexander was tripped up. 6-yard gain, late flag flies. This one might be against the Knights. Personal foul, yes, against Northwest Classen. Penalty, 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 penalty so far, Richie.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is due to players or refs, because maybe we do have a flag-happy staff here. Or maybe it's just sloppy football.
Well, 5 yards added there. So 4th and 1. You still get 4th down if you're the Knights, so a chance here to get the ball back as the Generals are going to go for it. 3 backs in the backfield. Martin takes the snap, fakes the give. He's taking it left side. Martin in the backfield. Martin drugged down, turnover on downs. Northwest Classen will bring their offense back out onto the field.
Devin Wilkerson there to bring him down. How about that? Started this year as the quarterback, is now doing whatever he has to do to be on the field and make plays for his senior year for his team.
That's a great play by Devin Wilkinson, like you said, Richie, but I'm very unimpressed with the play call in general. The Knights stacking the box there. I think they had 8 men in the box. I mean, more men in the box than Amazon packaged with toy soldiers inside. There's no chance that that play was going to go anywhere. I'm not surprised that they were stopped on 4th down. Now the Knights, 1st down and 10 from their own 5.
A little trickeration was coming right there, but we're going to get a flag and a false start against the offense. So, Northwest Classen backs up closer to their own goal line for 1st and a long way to go. In the shadow of their own end zone. 1st down, Knights. 2 out to the right, 1 out wide left. Anthony Jones from the gun. Jones drops back, screen pass, looking for Wilkinson, he's got him. Wilkinson trying to get out of the end zone, is going to be hit. Forward progress, puts him at the 1, they'll call him down.
Great job by Wilkinson to get out of the end zone to avoid that safety, but shout out to the U.S. Grant Generals defense. They played so well to start this game. Right there, they rallied to the football, almost forced a safety, forced a 3rd down and from the 1.
Third and 15. Jones. 1 running back in the backfield. He's going to fake the give, roll out to his left. Jones has space. If he can get around the edge, he does. Breaking tackles. Jones finally pushed out on the left sideline, just shy of the line to gain. So still a successful play for the defense, but Anthony Jones making things happen with his legs right there.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Grant. You know, interesting observation is that they're not sending the punt team out right now. They might be going for it from 4th and...
Well, it's going to be 3rd down now.
I apologize to our viewers. The scoreboard was misleading, but great play either way right there from Anthony Jones to make this a makeable conversion.
Jones, hard count. First go-around didn't get him. He goes for it again, and it works out.
I love a good hard count.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Probably every defense ever.
Every man who lines up on the ball on defense hates it.
I think that was great poise right there by Anthony Jones. He throws the interception on the first drive of the game, comes back, and he makes a great read, able to get to the edge to force that 3rd and 2.
Well, what I'll also say about that hard count is it looked like Northwest Classen got away with the jump by the left tackle. Richie says, shh. Jones was dropping back.
Didn't
Flags
get away with
fly.
a jump from the left tackle there.
Well, I think this one's going to go against the Generals as well, and it does. And a celebration from Thomas Barrios. So they move 5 yards closer to the 1st down marker.
8 total penalties and 5 total minutes of play.
Not a good ratio for success if you're the U.S. Grant Generals. You're going to have to clean that up if you want this game to go your way.
Jones from the gun. He drops back. He's got time in the pocket, but he's going to roll out to his right. Anthony Jones with the flag in the backfield will take a hit and go down. He was brought down by Jonathan Anderson, who let him know about it. Flag flies. That one probably against Anderson for a little bit of talking.
Well, first off, Grant, that's the second big hit that we've seen from Jonathan Anderson this game. This guy is flying downfield in order to get to the ball carrier, and he's coming with authority. But unfortunately, taunting gets the personal foul, and that's going to move the ball up. Well, actually, I think it's offsetting penalties, so we're going to replay that down.
Yeah, well, right now, Jonathan Anderson getting a talking to from Alex Levesque, head coach, saying, what are you doing? You make the play, no need for all the extracurricular. So they will enforce the first penalty and then move them back again.
And Grant, even though the holding really didn't affect anything, that's very frustrating if you're the right tackle there. And you're protecting Anthony Jones very, very well.
Yeah.
And he rolls out, and you don't have eyes in the back of your head. You don't know he's rolling out. So you're blocking right, and then your quarterback rolls out, and the guy you're blocking tries to get outside, and now you're in a predicament, and you get a holding call on you. So if you're Anthony Jones, stand in that pocket, maybe step up to where you don't have to put that pressure on your tackles.
First and 10 for the Knights. Still scoreless, 6.5 into the first, or 6.5 left in the first quarter, I should say. Jones gonna give up the middle. On the carry, this is Vontrell Parks, and Parks breaking through will reach the 49 and be pulled back. Big gain for Parks. They'll mark him at the 48. Flag down at the 41. Things getting chippy.
Well, before we get to the flag, Grant, huge run right there by Vontrell Parks. You know, that's something that, you know, having those hard counts can get you is maybe a step on the defense. Right there, the defense hesitated a little bit getting off the line, and as a result, Vontrell Parks was able to run right by him. But then obviously it looks like that personal foul is going to be assessed as a late hit on the U.S. Grant Generals. Another free 15 yards. How many penalties is that, Grant, or Richie?
In total, that is, I believe, 10 penalties. On Grant, that is 6, with 3 of them, 7, with 3 of them being 15-yard penalties.
First and 10 after that one. The Knights in plus territory. Jones looking right side. Got a man, one-handed grab nearly made by Butler, who's going to be twisted and turned around as that ball falls to the grass.
Brandon Butler, the star wide receiver for this Northwest Classen Knights offense. I'm surprised, honestly, that he didn't bring that in with the one hand, but it looks like we're going to have another flag.
Unsportsmanlike against the Generals. I mean, at some point, you know emotions are riding high, but you just have to stop digging your own hole here if you're the Generals. Timeout called by U.S. Grant. We'll take it with them. Step away and be right back after this.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Well, we bring you back to the action. Grant McNew alongside Noah Kent, Richie Overcash. Northwest Classen driving down the field. A lot of help from penalty flags.
You know, I like that timeout right there by the U.S. Grant Generals. You have an experienced coaching staff that I have full faith is able to kind of calm the emotions of this game so far. But that's kind of what you get whenever you have a smaller roster size. Is you have to start these younger players, these freshmen, these sophomores, and as a result, you kind of see the inexperience on the field so far.
Jones drops back. Lopez back blocking for him from the backfield. He's going to send towards the end zone looking for Brandon Butler. Touchdown, Knights! Butler makes the grab. Anthony Jones delivers a strike into the end zone. And the first 6 grabbed by Northwest Classen.
There we go, Anthony Jones. They get him on the run. Get him outside the pocket where he's probably the most comfortable. Finds his go-to receiver, Brandon Butler, for the score. We've seen that many times so far this season. probably see it more as the game progresses.
I was going to say that. Now, how many times have we seen that exact play from Brandon Butler? Just a 50-50 ball, but when it's Brandon Butler, they're not 50-50 balls. They're like 80-20. He catches them if they're anywhere in his vicinity.
I couldn't agree more, Grant. Or Richie. I couldn't agree more, Richie.
Good snap, good hold, kick low. Nearly grabbed out of the air. That one, I believe if you catch it, you can return it. But it hits the ground, so no good on the extra point attempt.
But I was gonna say, Grant. Sorry, I'm sorry I messed up your name, Richie. But Grant, what I was gonna say is, you know, what a ball from Anthony Jones.
Yeah.
You know, Richie said it was a 50-50 ball, and I would agree with him. But
in technicality, yes.
In technicality, yes. But that ball is not completed if you don't have just an absolute dot.
Here, let me share share with you one of the reasons I stopped playing football after my freshman year of high school. It was this: the quarterback that I played against, I was a defensive back, is a Division I quarterback currently. And the thing you learn is that no matter how good your coverage is, you cannot defend a perfect pass. Cannot do it. That right there was a perfect pass. Richie, you know a thing or two about throwing a football.
A thing or two. Maybe two. Two things.
Two things. Two things.
Throw a spiral, throw it on target. That's your two things.
Back deep for Grant. It's going to be number 20, Tavon Alexander, and he is joined by number 10, Tristan Mitchell.
How about the noise from the crowd?
Band getting into it here for Northwest Classen. 6-0 the score, 5:50 on the clock in the first quarter. That ball sent deep, going to be picked up by Alexander. Still on the ground now, Tavon finally grabs it. Alexander nearly broke away on the right side, had a crease, but he's tripped up, will fall down. And Generals will take over from their own 31.
Yeah, great special teams right there all around for the Northwest Classen 9. First off, your kick lands where no one else is in the kind of dead zone of the U.S. Grant Generals return team. As a result, your defense or unit is able to come over and get down the field quickly, able to get that tackle.
1st and 10 now for the Generals. Martin will give the right side. Anderson on the carry. He'll get a gain of 4 or 5.
I mean, Anderson, we're seeing him do it on both sides of the ball right now. He's laying the wood on the defensive side, has had 2 just truck sticks, and then he obviously he fights through the contact on the offensive side of the ball as well. Yeah,
Jonathan Anderson has proved himself so far to be a very good football player. Just a junior, he's got another year coming. I'm excited for that. Next year should be really fun for Anderson. He's back in the backfield. Now they'll fake the give to Anderson. Martin looking for the left side, breaks away from one tackle, can't get away from J-Lamone Lopez, who drug him down. Flag in the backfield. Late flag. Might be against Lopez just based on the timing.
I would agree with that, Grant.
Horse collar tackle against.
Definitely looked like he dragged him down from behind. The reason why that's a penalty for our viewers that may not know is that puts the ball carrier in a very vulnerable position to potentially get rolled up on it, potentially gets him, definitely enhances the risk of injury there. So great job by the officials of catching that. Just kind of unfortunate set of circumstances for J-Lamone Lopez.
Generals march back out. They're on the opposite 49 now. 1st down. Martin from the gun. He's going to roll to his right. Got a man on the out. Ball is low, incomplete. Looking for Davine Perkins-Smith. Rather, Davin Perkins-Smith.
I don't mind that play call, though, Grant. Obviously, we know that their quarterback, he's very mobile, and so letting kind of just bootlegging him to one side of the field allows him to read that side of the field and potentially take off with the football should he need to.
Hey, just want to point out Jonathan Anderson standing straight up in the backfield. Screen pass, right side. This is Alexander. Alexander, right side, still on his feet. Breaking tackles down the sideline. Alexander finally drugged down at the 10-yard line, and a penalty flag at the 25. How about Tavon rumbling and stumbling on the right side? Coming back for a hold, but that does not negate the impressive nature of that run after the catch.
Not at all, Grant. It does not negate it, and you know it won't negate the first down either. He got the necessary yardage for that first down. They'll just back him up a couple yards.
So 1st and 10, like you said, you still hold on to the first down. And now Grant marching down the field despite penalties. You saw it hurt him bad on the defensive end. Now on the offensive side, still hurting you bad. You should be at the 10-yard line, but you're still moving forward. Now the give, left side. Big hit. Lopez delivers the wood. And a huge tackle that time against Tristan Mitchell.
Right there, the U.S. Grand Generals, they had a little bit of a misdirection look. They had one receiver coming in motion from one side to the other from the near side. Right there, it looks like a little bit of an option handoff. He gives it to the ball carrier. But great tackle right there by Jalen Lopez.
Whitecap trying to get the play clock reset. No one's going to reset it. Generals from the gun. Corin Smith in the backfield. They're going to give to Smith up the middle. Corin, can he break away from Lopez? No, he can't, but he's still going to get a gain of about 8. Third down coming up. And a short one. How about that run by Corin Smith? They're going to give him the first down, so he did get a clear 8.
Yeah, Smith right there showed some serious power, kept his legs moving, and was able to get the first down as a result.
Martin will work with 3 wide to the right, tight end on the left side. Smith in the backfield. Martin looking deep downfield. Had a man towards the end zone. Now a holding call going to be pulling this play back no matter what as Martin takes off, shows the speed, and runs out of bounds. This play is going to come back. Lopez was held. Disappointing when your quarterback sees the holding call before he even leaves the pocket.
Yeah, I think that's right, Graham. But like you said, he showcased his speed on that play. That's kind of what we're looking for more from him as this game progresses. He has game-breaking speed, especially for being a quarterback. So hopefully we're able to see a couple more glimpses as this game proceeds.
How about this, Noah? 15 total penalties of the first quarter.
Jeez.
10 on Grant, 5 on Northwest Class.
I mean, they're drive killers, Richie. They're drive killers. Right now they're facing a first down and 20.
1st and 20. Martin looking downfield over the middle. Got his man caught by Alexander, and Tavon somehow held on to that ball. He bobbled it for a moment, grabbed it back out of the air through contact. And now 2nd and 1.
There we go, Grant. That's the second amazing drive-changing play that Tavon Alexander has made tonight. I expect that they try to get the ball in his hands even more so.
Corin Smith in the backfield. I expect a run here. No, I was very wrong. Except I wasn't. Martin sneaks up the middle. Quarterback draw. Good enough for a first down.
All right, well, this is the second time that the U.S. Grant Generals, they've been in the red zone. The first one ended with penalty after penalty, pushed them far back into their into the Knights' territory. had to settle for a 4th down and ultimately weren't successful. They need to learn from those mistakes if they want to put some points on the board on this drive.
1st and 10 from the 12. Still room for a 1st down without a touchdown. Jameer Martin with Smith in the backfield. They give to Smith up the middle. Had a crease. He'll get 5.
I think that's a perfect 1st down play for the Generals. You get 5 yards, get even more closer to the end zone, the goal line. Now, especially with a 2nd down and 5, your play sheet is wide open, it feels like.
The thing about continuously getting the ball to Karan Smith is at about the 4th quarter, late in the 3rd, you're going to hand that ball off to Jonathan Anderson, who's so fast, and the defense is going to be worn out from tackling Karan.
Martin looking to his left. Tosses this one to the end zone. Triple coverage, out of the reach of everybody, incomplete. They're going to throw the ball somewhere where your guy can't get it. Make sure no one else can either.
Yeah, I think he's lucky right there to come away with just an incomplete pass. Looked like that had a real chance of being intercepted. Unfortunately, though, it looks like we have an injured player on the field.
Yeah, an injured Knight down at the 8-yard line. Well, we'll step away while they tend to the man down and be back after this.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Well, we bring you back to the action. Grant inside their own tent, rather the Northwest Classen tent. They're in the red zone, and a give left side. Smith, stiff arm, still on his feet, turning ahead, flag down in the backfield. He falls forward, would be down just shy of the goal line, but a holding penalty will bring it back. That's been the story of the night for the Generals.
At some point, Grant, it's just going to be too much for them to overcome. You can't keep having these negative yardage plays or on the defensive side, giving the Knights free yards. That's just going to end up in a loss every single time.
3rd down and 18 for the Generals. From the 20-yard line. Jameer Martin with 10 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. Is going to give. Ball on the ground. Martin jumps on it. They'll lose a few more as the clock hits 0 in the 1st quarter. 6-0 the score heading into the 1st break. We'll step away and be back after this.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
We welcome you back to historic Taft Field. The hometown Knights on their homecoming night hold a 6-0 advantage over the U.S. Grant Generals as we start the second quarter of play. Richie, give us just a quick assessment of what you've been seeing so far from both sides.
A lot of little yellow things all over the field after almost every play. 16 of them so far, to be precise, and they have equaled a total of 170 yards in penalties. Just insane. 11 of those going against U.S. Grant. Can I read them off to you, Noah?
Go ahead.
Offside, ineligible man downfield, false start, offside, taunting, personal foul, unsportsmanlike penalty, holding.
Wow.
How about it?
And that gets us here with a 3rd and 18 from the 25 of the Knights. They need to convert it here if they, or at least get closer if they want to get some points on this drive.
Martin drops back. Everybody headed deep downfield. Now Jameer got a man across the middle. He's going to send it towards the end zone. Floater. Still bobbling around. Finally intercepted by the Knights. And Northwest Classen will come out their offense with its heels on the goal line. That ball was dangerous for both sides, and it ended up being positive for Northwest Classen.
You know what's funny, Grant?
Replays in reverse.
You know what's funny, Grant, is that basically acted like an arm punt. It was actually 4th down, not 3rd down. I misspoke. If that was just an incomplete pass, then the Knights would have got the ball around the 25-yard line. Instead, they caught it. They got the interception, which is always a bonus, but instead they're pinned back at their 1-yard line.
Looked like something straight out of Madden on that play. Just tipped and bobbled and tipped some more and bobbled one more time, then caught by Vegas Brown at the 1.
Now the give. Ball on the ground in the end zone. And it will be a safety against the Knights. U.S. Grant puts 2 on the board, and they'll get the football back. Exactly what they were looking for following the interception. It took 1 play.
That's the second time that the Knights have been pinned back right with their backs towards the goal line. The first time they averted a safety. This time they're not so lucky. Now Grant will get the ball back with only a 4-point disadvantage.
Boy, what an interesting way to start the second quarter. You throw an interception that probably should have been batted down, and then you force a safety.
Yeah.
How about that?
Incredible effort, though, by Anthony Jones to recover that football. There are 2 white shirts right around him, and somehow he's able to just hold it to a safety instead of a defensive touchdown.
And it probably should have been a touchdown. I thought Grant jumped on it at first glance. Instead, it's a safety, and now U.S. Grant getting ready to receive the kick from the 20-yard line. Mockelman making his way out onto the field. But don't you love seeing Zach Mockelman, though? We are fans of Zach Mockelman.
We sure are. A do-it-all player, kicker and punter, obviously, but he's caught some passes in his time here at Northwest Classen.
I love this song.
Reminds me of Edwin Diaz.
That makes sense.
Pitcher.
That makes sense.
For the New York Mets.
I would almost say popularized by Edwin Diaz.
I would say so as well. I really want to give credit to the bands also.
Oh, they're excellent.
Incredible.
The Knights send it away. Malcolman, winding kick, will be received cleanly. On the return, this is Tavon Alexander. Alexander making a couple moves, still on his feet, and is going to be drugged down at the 45. Excellent return from Tavon.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Grant. Tavon Alexander, every time he gets the ball in his hand, I feel like something electric is going to happen. Why? Because every time he has had the ball in his hands, something electric has happened. He's a great player. I'm really impressed by him just throughout this game, and we're only in the second quarter. Like I mentioned it earlier, but if I'm the Grant Generals, I'm trying to get the ball in his hands as often as possible.
Martin, pitch right side on the option. That's going to be a gain for Smith. He started to get drugged down from behind. Finally pushed to the ground after a gain of 3.
I think that was great coverage right there by the Northwest Classen Knights. Option plays always challenge your discipline. And if you're not in the right position, they can really take advantage of that. Right there, they only hold that option play, that pitch, to about 3 yards. Could have been much worse. So great job by the Knights.
Martin with Smith in the backfield, 3 wide to the left. Now Smith in motion. They'll fake the option and a pitch shovel pass to the front. Tight end couldn't get anywhere. Northwest Classen sniffed that one out.
Guess who, Grant?
Who?
J. Lamont Lopez.
I had a feeling.
These linebackers on both sides of the ball. For the Generals, we've got Jonathan Anderson. For the Knights, we've got J. Lamont Lopez. Their discipline, their speed, their power have been on full display tonight.
Tavon Alexander lined up wide to the right. Martin sends a man in motion. They'll fake the give. Now the take up the middle. Martin puts the ball on the ground. The Knights say they have it. We wait for the call, and Northwest Classen will take over. Another turnover in favor of the Knights as Jameer Martin lost his grip. There you see the ball pop out.
Did J. Lamont Lopez force that fumble, Grant?
No, he did not,
Okay.
says Richie Overcash.
Bowman Young forced that fumble, Noah. Number 16.
J. Lamont Lopez was definitely in the pile recovering it.
Well, and Jameer Martin on the ground for the Generals in pain. You saw him go down and grab that knee. I think it was his right knee, and he starts to reach for it. That is horrible, horrible news for U.S. Grant. The junior quarterback will be helped up, and he'll hobble his way to the sideline.
Golden opportunity by the Generals wasted there. They obviously force the safety. They get the ball in plus territory after that amazing return. But now their defense is back on the field with no change in the scoreboard. And the Generals need them to step up once again.
I think you'll be excited to know, Noah, even though he didn't force it, J. Lamont Lopez did recover that.
I'm not surprised.
So, he was in the midst of the pile. He was the one who tossed the ball up, so I'm assuming he was the one who recovered.
2 wide to the left, 1 out wide to the right. For Anthony Jones, he's got a tight end up there with him. That's Wilkinson. Quick hitter, left side. Hardesty going to be hit hard right off the bat, nowhere to go.
Anderson with a great tackle right there. That's where he has some of the fastest speed out there on the field, and it really shows. He recognizes the play, and then he's able to get to the ball carrier right as the pass gets there. Great job by him, forces that to only a 1 yard gain.
Butler in the slot on the left side. Jones with the give. Parks left side, looking for the sideline. He'll run a man over on his way out of bounds.
The U.S. Grant Generals, I said they need to step up. So far they have. They forced a 3rd down and maybe 3 yards. This would be huge if they could get a negative play and force the Knights into punting formation.
Third down and 3 coming up for Northwest Classen. Jones only needs a few. He'll drop back, look right side. Brandon Butler's open, 1st down territory. Brandon Butler to the sideline will gain a few extra. 1st down Knights.
You know, that was an interesting play call right there on the defensive side of the ball for the Generals. Right there, Jonathan, he was lined up opposite Brandon Butler, and it looked like he was playing zone, but the rest of the defenders were playing man, and that's why they had soft coverage, and he was able to get that easy completion.
Yeah, at third down, you want your guys to work a little bit harder to guard the sticks. He didn't see it that time. Now Brandon Butler trying to find his spot. 8 on the play clock and counting, down to 5 now. Anthony Jones from the gun. Generals stack the box. They're send pressure. Jones looking downfield in trouble, gets away from the pressure. Shovel pass has Wilkinson. Wilkinson makes a move, gets a block from his quarterback, and will gain 2. A lot of excitement for a couple of yards. But how about that?
Well, let's go the extra mile today, Grant.
Yes, it is.
And it looked like Anthony Jones ran about a mile on that play. Fortunately, he's able to find the former quarterback, now tight end Wilkinson, with the shovel pass. He's able to turn what could have been a really big negative play into a net gain of 2.
I was going to make a point about that former quarterback on the field. He was just directing Brandon Butler, Devin Wilkinson was. So
now the give, Parks up the middle, spin move, got a couple extra yards off the spin. That'll make it a more manageable third down as they call him down at the 35.
All right, Grant, well, the defense has forced the offense into, once again, another 3rd and 3. Last time they had soft coverage. Brandon Butler was able to get an easy completion for the first down. Let's see the play call on both sides this time around. See if anything changes.
Like you said, 3rd and 3. Wilkinson, the tight end. Oh, I think both sides got away with a jump right there. Hardesty moved from the wideout position. Now Jones takes a snap, drops back. He might have a man open, but he's under pressure, sends it away. Intercepted. Intercepted. They call it incomplete. Coron Smith caught it off his foot. They'll say it hit the turf, incomplete. 4th down coming up for the Knights. Let's get this in slow motion. How about the pressure here from 17, Xander Thompson? Jones sends it away, maybe an ill-advised pass. Oh, maybe it did bounce. Maybe it bounced. Richie, what do you think?
I think it hit the turf. I do. I think it hit the turf, then rolled up his legs into his hands.
We missed out on some excitement right there.
I think we're seeing some excitement.
Oh,
4th
absolutely.
and 3, big leverage.
Big play right here, no man's land. 4th and 3, hard count, didn't get him. Jones drops back, he's got pressure in his face, steps up, across the middle, one-handed grab Wilkinson. He steps away from one tackle, pushed out of bounds. Devin Wilkinson snatched it with his right hand, 1st down.
Game-winning play right there by Devin Wilkinson. Obviously, it's only in the 2nd quarter, but right there, that's a big momentum swing. If he doesn't come up with that ball, U.S. Grant gets the ball back around the 30-yard line with momentum. Instead, he's able to corral that ball and is able to run after catch right down to the 20-yard line. Great play all around by Devin Wilkinson.
We saw some excitement right there. Grant.
Yes, we did. 4th down never disappoints. Jones, give, up the left side. Parks, can he break away? Of course he can't break away from Jonathan Anderson. I'll tell you what, he's 5'6", 145, but you would not guess it from the ferocity with which he's playing.
Gain of 4 on the play right there for Vontrell Parks. He's been consistent all night. I can't remember a play that he's been stopped for negative or no yardage. That's a great feeling when you know that you can always just hand the ball off to your big back because he's going to get you 3, 4, 5 yards.
4 carries for 31 yards today.
There we go, Rich.
Not bad. Generals bring pressure. Jones just taking off left side. No thought about it. Jones cuts in, touchdown. Penalty marker on the field, but if it stands, it's an outstanding play from the junior quarterback. And it's against the Knights. No touchdown.
I hate to say it, Grant, but it did look like the right call. Looked like one of the downfield blockers, one of the receivers, had his hands all around the defender's collar or around his around around his jersey. So.
And a man down for the Generals. It looks like Jonathan Anderson, who came up a little bit gimpy after that play, and I think that is who's down. Can't confirm that right now. They're going to help him. Oh, it looked like they were going to help him up. Well, with that, we'll take a break and step away while they tend to the injured man.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Well, we bring you back to the action. Jonathan Anderson was able to make his way to the sideline under his own power. Now Jones, well, he kind of jumps with the hard count, Richie.
He does, but he does a good job of keeping his feet planted.
Jones give, Parks right side, misdirection play. Parks has a good block on the edge, cuts upfield, finally slung down inside the 5-yard line. Ball came out, but they'll say he was down before he lost it. So first down and goal from inside the 5-yard line for the Knights. They already have a 4-point lead and a chance to extend it.
You know, even though the Knights didn't get an offsides penalty on that hard count, they were able to see where they thought pressure was coming from. Right there is coming from the right side of the defense. So what do? They just run it to the left side of the defensive line, right side of their own offense, and they get down to inside the 5.
Boy, I'm throwing a goal line fade to Kenny Hardesty right here. That's my play call. I don't think that's going to be the play call, but that's what I want to call. Well, penalty marker up. Delay of game is the call. Back the Knights up. Do we have I keep pulling your cord thinking it's mine. Do we have a number on the penalties now, Richie?
Let me count them up real quick.
Okay.
The Knights now facing a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. I still like the goal line fade look. You're in single coverage.
Well, notice J. Lamone Lopez in the backfield. This may be a running play right here.
I wouldn't be mad at that either, Grant.
Wilkinson lined up to lead block, it looks like. High snap, ball on the ground, picked up by Jones. He's going to get it away. High pass, Wilkinson lets it fall to the turf wisely as it's incomplete. Would have been a big loss had he come back and grabbed it.
I don't want to be that guy. Let's say that's complete. Who did that look like? Looked a little Mahomey there.
Well, it would have been a loss. So
I thought
he threw it left-handed.
Yeah, he did throw it left-handed.
Would have gotten to Devin Wilkerson.
That's true.
He had one guy. If he outruns that guy to the edge, there's a chance he gains a yard.
I don't know. I don't think it's very Mahomey that he bobbled the snap and the ball's on the turf.
And his defense, high, low, right, left, all
and his
game long.
defense, catch the ball, bro.
I love when you two fight. It cracks me up. Anthony Jones looking in zone. He's got Wilkinson left side. Dangerous pass, but it gets there, and a huge hit from behind delivered by Tavon Alexander, but it gave the Knights extra yardage with a flag in the backfield.
It's laundry day, Grant. It's
It
laundry
is.
day.
That reminds me, I need to do laundry when we get back to campus.
I'll remind you, but
Thank you.
holy cow. The number of penalties that we have seen in this game is mind-blowing.
No,
19 of them.
19. No, do you
12
remember?
for U.S. Grant, 7 for Northwest Classen.
Do you remember week 1? No, actually week 0, Noah. OKC Patriots, Southeast Spartans start off with a penalty on the opening kickoff, and then every play after that for the next, 5 or 6 plays, penalty, 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 over and over again.
That's true, but that was week 0.
Yeah.
That was week 0,
This is
Grant.
week 9.
We should be past this stage. The amount of penalties it's killing both sides. It's not allowing either side to really get into a rhythm. And as a result, looks like the Knights are going to be backed up here.
Well, let's see the discussion. You saw the Knights point towards the goal line, towards the end zone. Oh, and the Generals upset. There you saw head coach Alex Levesky. It's unsportsmanlike against the Generals, and he threw his thumb up. It looked like an ejection almost. I'm not sure if there was an ejection, but that's favorable to the Knights. They're now on the 1-yard line. So the Generals hurt themselves again. U.S. Grant. Grant backed up. Backs against the wall. Score is 6-2. The Knights with the lead, a chance to extend that lead here. Lopez won't get the give. It's a quarterback keeper left side. Anthony Jones, touchdown Knights, and a penalty flag in the backfield. This one will back Northwest Classen up. Boy, I tell you what, how do you get caught with a hold on a 3-second play?
I'm at a loss for words, Grant. I'm at a loss for words.
5:18 left in the second quarter as we hit 8 p.m.
How many minutes of football have been played here? 19?
Cut the light show.
How many penalties?
They're bringing it
21.
back. That's.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness.
Gut-wrenching. Second and goal from the 10. Jones has a man, corner of the end zone. Overthrown. Might have been an interception. Instead, Tyrese McGlynn played more of the receiver on the throw. Had he stayed behind, had a chance at it defensively. Instead, it falls incomplete.
I think he's kind of lucky that ball was uncatchable. I think the reason there is not a penalty on the field for the 22nd time tonight is because that ball was just completely over Kenny Hardison.
I don't know that I would have liked to see a pass interference call.
I
on
wouldn't
that.
either, but we are seeing some pretty flag-happy refs.
Yeah. 3rd and 10. Jones rolling to his right. Looking to the end zone instead, brings it back to Wilkinson, nearly picked off again. 4th down coming up for the Knights.
Listen, I'm a fan of getting the quarterback out of the pocket here and there, right? I think right now they're kind of just limiting Anthony Jones by rolling him out and continually getting him to the sideline where he only has a couple choices. Whereas when he stays in the pocket, he can go through a little progression, get outside the pocket, step up in the pocket. I think there's a lot more options when you keep him in the pocket.
Mockelman and crew make their way out.
They're going to have to snap the ball. There's 4 seconds on the play clock.
Well, I think they should have a timeout that they can use in this situation, and they do. Timeout called by the Knights. We'll take it with them and be back after this.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Field goal team out for the Knights. They'll snap it from the 11. Officially a 29-yarder. Kick is up for Mockelman. That one, no good. Short and wide right. Mockelman falls to the ground. Wants a penalty call.
And there is.
Is there a flag on the field?
Yes, there is.
First down, Knights. You cannot rough the kicker. Oh, was it big? I didn't even see it.
It was a massive hit.
Do we have a replay of it, Bryce? Do we have a replay? Now I'm
A
curious.
huge hit to Zach Mockelman. Maybe a stell job. I couldn't really
Zach
tell.
Mockelman would never. Our king, Zach Mockelman. Let's see it. Okay, yeah. Not anything egregious, but he did get run into. I'll give him that.
He hit the ground very hard.
Is there a good
and had
theater
a lot of
program at
velocity.
Northwest Classen?
I'm not sure.
Oh, Anthony Jones on the gun. He's going to step back, look across the middle, send it to the end zone. High pass, caught. Butler, touchdown, add 6 to the score for Northwest Classen.
No flags, Grant, right?
And there ain't no flags.
Here we go.
Brandon Butler, another receiving touchdown, another leaping grab, and Mockelman back out, this time for the extra point. Boy, and Butler took a hit to hold on to that ball,
There
too.
is more wood being laid in this game than a discount flooring company.
Wow, good.
Yeah.
I like that.
The hits on both sides of the ball have been as anticipated, as expected, to be honest.
Mockelman's kick, a high kick. He skied that one. It's good. Make it 13-2. Interesting score. You don't see this very often. 13-2. Oh my goodness.
We have another roughing. We haven't seen this in 9 weeks, and we've had 2 back-to-back roughing the kickers.
I don't know what to make of this. I am beside myself. I love it. I love it. Not running into the kicker. Zach Mockelman, if you're going back and watching this, we are your biggest fans. I want you to know that. We really are. We love Zach Mockelman. But the aggressiveness, the effort. Who's out there to kick for Northwest Classen? That appears to be Angel Alvarez. Excuse me, that's the wrong roster. Nuki Woods. Oh, good toss to the referee there.
Do we kick an onside here if you're Northwest Classen?
Well, you
This
at
is
least think
normally-
about it.
This is normally about where you'd start. Now you can pin them pretty deep, or you just get where you normally start with a chance to get the ball back.
Well, I think whatever you do, you try to keep it away from Tavon Alexander, who has been dangerously close to breaking everything he's touched. Woods back to kick it away. Excuse me, that is not Woods. I believe that's Ezekiel Silva. He's going to kick this one deep for a touchback. You know, I would have liked to at least see a squib there.
You want to keep it out of the end zone there. The rare situation you want to.
Ezekiel Silva ran to the sideline with a little Ronaldo celebration. You gotta like that. I love soccer references and soccer players in football. I don't know about you guys. One of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite things.
Do you have an example?
Ezekiel just hit a Ronaldo celebration.
There we go.
You weren't expecting me to just shoot that one back at you, were you?
It works.
It does work. Flags fly, delay of game against U.S. Grant. Back him up. Back him up. 13-2 is the score with 4:53 left in the second quarter.
U.S. Grant is looking like Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk right now. They're facing forwards, but they're just walking backwards.
I like it. Martin, swing pass left side. Blown up in the backfield. Ball on the ground. Northwest Classen thinks they have it. And the Knights still waiting on a call. Yeah, they'll give it to him. Not a very emphatic call from the referee, but they'll give him the football. And all of a sudden, the Knights look to be rolling.
There's the moonwalking on the replay.
There it was. Bryce Burns on production.
I want to mention, if this was a game of getting penalties, the score would be higher. It would be 15-8 right now. Unfortunately, it's a score of getting the ball in the end zone and through the uprights, and not as much of that has happened as penalties. So,
Well, Jones has Mockelman out wide to his left. Butler in the slot. He's going to give to Parks up the middle. Vontrell hit hard, still turning ahead. 2 flags fly in the backfield. Wilkinson throws his hands up. Doesn't really know what else to do in that moment. We'll see what the calls are. Holding against the offense. Looks like that's what both flags came in against. You know, I don't know if you guys listen to a bit of an underground band, the Crow Brothers, but they have a song titled "Where Did I Go Wrong?" Yeah, I feel like that's where the referees might be right now in their headspace. We've thrown more flags. I'm sure their arms are getting sore. Might need the biofreeze on the elbow. Where did we go wrong getting this one? Jones breaks the tackle in the backfield, taking off right side. Boy, he was in a dangerous spot as he had Tavon Alexander closing in. He'll go down behind the line of scrimmage, but he avoids the big hit.
Richie, you played high school football. What do you say to both, if you're the coach of the U.S. Grant Generals, to both sides of your offense and your defense?
stop doing stupid stuff. Stop getting penalized. Whether you're just not hiding it right or you're just doing too much of it, just stop.
Is that a technique issue? Is that a talent issue?
I think it is both technique and mental lapse.
Jones sends this ball deep to the corner. Nobody there. Miscommunication between him and Brandon Butler. Ball's incomplete, and the flag is being held by the Whitecap. Is he going to drop it? He's threatening. He's threatening to drop the flag.
He shouldn't. Should not. If he's thinking intentional grounding.
He's just standing there menacingly. I'll just call it incomplete, it looks like. Third down.
Listen, miscommunication happens. No reason for that to be a call. When it was clear Brandon Butler broke one way, Anthony Jones expected him to break the other.
2 out to the left. Flag flies early. Reverse play, right side. Northwest Classen working the sideline. Big hit is Brandon Butler is hit out of bounds.
I am not inciting a scandal, Grant and Richie, But
Sounds like you're about to inside this game.
but the refs might be paid by the flag. The refs might be paid by the flag.
I am just certain that is not the case.
I'm sure it's not either, but wow.
Did they say false start?
I don't believe it was a false start.
Well, I believe that play should have been blown dead. Or, I have no idea.
We're getting a show from every aspect of this game. Every single one. We're down, 20 to go. Maybe 30. Jones taking off left side, makes a move, trying to find the edge, and he does. Jones going to be drugged down from the back of his jersey. There's the penalty flag. Yeah, and you're upset. Number 23, Tayron Alexander, clearly upset with the penalty, but that is pretty textbook. You can't grab the back of the jersey and sling him down. I don't expect them to pick up this flag. They might pick up this flag. A lot of discussion here. Boy, a lot of discussion. Do they call a horse collar? Yes, they do. Penalty against the Generals. Horse collar tackle. So under 3 minutes left in the first half. And the 0-8 Generals cannot seem to put the gun down. Shot after shot, taking off all of their toes.
Did they get it through? You know, when I walked in here, I had my laptop in hand.
Okay.
I went through the little
metal detector.
The metal detectors, and it went off. And they simply told me to raise my laptop above my head. And so I did that. It doesn't go off. Maybe that's what they did with
the gun that they're using to shoot themselves in the foot.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to assume they did not let anybody in with a gun.
I would also assume that.
Jones, the give, looking left side is Parks. Parks broke through the tackles, snuck into the end zone, touchdown Knights! Vontrell! Give them 6! That man has deserved a touchdown. There he gets it. Look at these stats, 6 carries, 55 yards, just under 10 per carry. Vontrell Parks earned it. 19-2. Extra point on the way. Mockelman might be flinching at any sign of pressure on this kick. High snap. Hold is good. Kick. Slides through. And Mockelman will celebrate on his way to the sideline. Finally unscathed. Score now, 20-2. With 2.5 left in the first half. If you're the Generals, a score here keeps you in the ball game, but if you fail to get into the end zone, things are looking bleak.
Do they get the ball after that?
They will get the ball after halftime, so that is something that's going for you if you're a fan of the Generals.
Could be a massive drive here. You score, you get the ball back at half, you go score again, and guess what? It's at most a one-possession game, an 8-point game, at most. Is that bad math? I think that's terrible math. 6-point game. At worst. If you fail,
I like
your
just being
two-point
quiet
conversions-
and letting Richie talk.
Listen, if you fail your 2-point conversion, score twice, that's 12 points.
Yes.
So at worst,
Yes.
6-point game.
Yes. Tuttle education.
That is Tuttle execution, I can tell you.
Oh, man. Silva sends this one deep. Bobbled, but picked up by Mitchell. Tristan looking up the middle and left side. Going to be wrapped up and brought down by number 16. Bowman Young still on his feet. Finally put down. It looked like he was wrapped up and going to be brought down by Young, but Bowman unable to finish the job himself. Tristan Mitchell gets past the 30-yard line. They'll put him at the 32.
Grant, did you just assume a play was over when it wasn't?
You could say that.
That's disappointing out of you. I expect
All right,
more.
so what's been working for the U.S. Grant Generals offense? What do we think?
Well, every play it seems like there isn't a penalty seems positive for the most part. Right, let's be honest about that. If there's no penalty flag, it seems like you're doing things right.
Numbers-wise,
Yeah.
it says that. However, 16 penalties.
Martin drops back looking deep downfield. He's going to send this one high over the middle, and it's dropped by Miguel Garcia. And Miguel had a first down. I think he heard footsteps, and he nearly punched it back to another receiver who would have had all kinds of space. I wonder if it was a trick play that didn't work out.
A little hook and ladder without the catch.
Yes. What was it? Was it Oklahoma State who had that interception, jumping out of bounds? You punch it back in? Yeah.
Against OU, Bedlam.
A pass left side. Some open space. Garcia gets the first down.
I think that shows great trust and faith in Garcia. Right after he has that drop, he has that incomplete pass, and give it right back to him, and he gets the first down for him.
Now the Generals moving as we approach 2 minutes in the first half. Garcia in motion. 3 out to the left now. Martin looking left side. He's going to send it to the deepest man towards the sideline. Nearly intercepted, incomplete. Dropped by the defender Vegas Brown. And Brown has been all over the place in the secondary.
That was actually a pretty accurate pass right there from Jameer Martin. Just he put too much air underneath it, let it float a little bit, and the safety almost came up with a huge interception.
Vegas Brown already with 1 INT. Nearly at his second. 3 wide left again. Garcia the closest to the sideline. Martin, he's got time. Now he rolls to his right, is moving upfield. Martin trying to get past the line of scrimmage. He does. Gain of 2 or 3. And I told you guys, when it's not a penalty, it seems like it's a positive play for the Generals. Outside of the near interception, that's been correct this drive through 2 or 3 plays. 3rd and 8 coming up. Timeout call by U.S. Grant, their final of the half. Guys, what are you thinking?
Well, so far, Grant, penalties has really been the story of the game so far. Let's try to look past that. Let's try to look past the penalties. Obviously, they're a huge part, but let's try to isolate the. From what I've seen, it seems like U.S. Grant has the ability to compete with the Knights. They just can't get out of their own way. And so they've had good plays, they have good players, they just haven't been able to capitalize in the red zone and take advantage of the mistakes that the Knights have made on their own side of the ball.
3rd and 8 coming up for the Generals. A first down here keeps you alive, really, in the game. Again, you get the ball at the end of the half, so all is not lost if you don't score, but a touchdown or even a field goal would be huge. Martin dancing around, big hit from his guard, and Martin finally wrapped up in the backfield. Here's what just happened with that, though. The defensive pressure put Martin's eyes down into the face of, I believe it was Syquavius Williams. There was an open man across the middle of the field that Martin did not see because he was forced to dance around the defense. There, Williams. And oh my gosh, what a lick by Lawrence Delgado. Punt team out now.
I also want to point out the massive hold the running back just got away with. Spun a dude in a circle.
And Northwest Classen opting not to use a timeout as the punt team is out for U.S. Grant. I believe they still have 2. High snap. Took all day to get there. The punt is away cleanly. He's going to bounce. Northwest Classen lets it roll. Ball will be down. With 30 seconds left.
At about the 33-yard line. 31 seconds left, so we have a penalty marker on the field.
Penalty flag down. It's on the opposite sideline, about the 40-yard line. This could potentially be a holding against a gunner. I'm still shocked you don't get the, okay, they'll wave the flag. I'm shocked with a minute left, the other team has their punt team out and you don't call timeout.
I think I'm equally shocked, Grant, that U.S. Grant snapped the ball with 25 seconds left on the play clock.
I think that was a mistake on the play clock. I don't think there was that much time in reality left. The referee probably had it and was telling the punter, but I don't think there's a reason to. You're up 18. Imagine you throw a pick. You've been close to throwing a pick six already. So just staying safe. You're up 18. You're 1-7. I think it's a smart play to run the ball with Vontrell. He's been great. Maybe you get something big and going to the half.
And we'll get a penalty flag before the first snap. This one should be against the defense. Looks like it will be. Offside. Generals make it that much easier for the Knights.
17th penalty on U.S. Grant for 169 total yards. 26 total penalties in this game.
31 seconds to work with until halftime. Northwest Classen still a few timeouts. They'll look for the screen pass. Jones with pressure underneath. He's going to send it deep to Butler. Brandon Butler makes the grab. Brandon Butler at the 20-yard line through contact. Oh, my.
What's that song from the 80s, Grant? Everyone's working for the weekend. Well, Brandon Butler, he's working for the weekend. He's working to play on Saturdays. That was a college-level play right there from Brandon Butler. I mean, what can this guy not do?
The thing about playing on Saturdays is this dude is so good at basketball that he will be playing collegiate basketball.
Yes.
And you see what he's doing on the football field. He's even better on the basketball court. What an athlete this kid is.
Oh, man. How about the toss by Anthony Jones? Pressure closing in. Put that ball exactly where it needed to be. And the arm strength, too. I tell you what, you look at Anthony Jones and you say, sure, he can probably make those close call passes across the middle. But is the arm strength there to really send the ball deep downfield? There you saw it. He proved it. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my. And now with 23 seconds left, a chance for the Knights to extend the lead before half.
How about Brandon Butler's numbers? 6 targets, 4 catches, 82 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Unreal.
Incredible.
Unreal.
He puts on a show every time we watch.
23 seconds. Jones from the gun. Give, reverse. This time it's Butler around to the right side. Butler, a man to beat in front of him. Open space. Brandon Butler looking for the sideline. Breaks through tackles. Will get inside the 5 and is pushed out of bounds.
Great job by getting to the sideline right there from Brandon Butler. Saves Northwest Classen a timeout and allows them maybe more flexibility when it comes to playing or calling plays on the offense.
107 total yards on 6 touches for Brandon Butler today. 2 touchdowns. Just an incredible game.
13 seconds now. 10 on the play clock. The Knights still working from the gun. The give. Man, nothing doing that time for J-Lamone Lopez. He's brought down in the backfield, but that's why you keep that timeout. 5 seconds. left in the first half. Now you have to throw the ball. The Knights will work from the 8-yard line following this timeout. We'll take it with them and be back right after this.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Well, we bring you back 5 seconds for Anthony Jones and company. Wilkinson at that tight end position, and you might look at him up the seam here. Final play of the first half, more than likely. Jones drops back, looks end zone to the outside as Butler. Can he reach the goal line? No. And the Generals hold off as that's the end of the first half. 20-2, your score after 2 quarters. Guys, what do you think?
Well, I think that red zone stand right there by the U.S. Grand Generals defense cannot be overshadowed. Make sure that they don't dig themselves a deeper hole going into halftime. Despite the 22-2 score, this game is still this game is still winnable for the Generals. It's going to have to take a dramatic reset when it comes to discipline and emotional, like I said, discipline to avoid those penalties.
Well, we're going to send it down to the field for homecoming festivities. Again, it is homecoming night for Northwest Classen. So we'll step aside, allow you to watch and enjoy. We'll be back after this extended break.
It's time to introduce our 2025 Fall Homecoming Court. Our first homecoming queen candidate is Tanisha Berry. She participates in cheers, NASS, night vision beers, and dance. She plans to enter the broadcast journalism, continue her passion for dance, and continue with everything that she is doing now. And this will her as our first homecoming queen candidate. Jamon Lopez. He's played for the City of Oakland for the last 3 years. He's been pressed to do. He plans to be playing sports in college to become a professional chef. Our second homecoming queen candidate is Reezy Shinoy. She is playing softball all through high school. Reezy plans to continue playing softball for 2 years. And then transfer to Southern Athletic Training for the last year of her college education. Escorting her is our second homecoming team candidate, Jessie Woodbell. He has been on the cross-country team for the last 2 years and also plays soccer. Jessie plans to go to trade school to be an electrician. Our third homecoming queen candidate is Michelle Torres. She's been a volleyball player joined the military after college for project manager. Escorting her is our third homecoming queen candidate, Jamal Hubbard. He has been playing football all of his life. And his future goal is to continue playing in college. And the winner of the 24-25 Fall Homecoming for is the first scores from the Indians. The Cleveland Cavaliers have a 118-101 over the Orlando Magic. The Toronto Raptors are losing to the LA Lakers in the fourth quarter. The second of the teams have a lead over the Atlanta Hawks. And in Western Heights, John Boston 40, Western Heights 6. And your winners are Michelle Torres. Let's give your help coming forward. One more big round of applause. And also for your halftime entertainment, the Northwest Classic Night Marching Band under the direction of Ruth.
Man, I gotta hang up the cleats there.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Well, we welcome you back to Taft Stadium. I'm Grant McNew alongside Noah Kent, soon to be joined by Richie Overcash. He's handling some business elsewhere. Hey, by the way, Bryce Burns on production, relative pitch. Relative, not perfect, not perfect. He's a wonderful saxophone player, though. I will give him that. 20-2, Noah, is the score. You get that safety if you're the Grant Generals, but outside of that, really nothing has gone your way.
No, Grant, it hasn't. It really hasn't. And that's part of that has to do with the penalties. Part of that has to do with the turnovers. But here's the thing. You have another half of football. You're only down 18. You've shown flashes. Here's some history for you, Grant. Ulysses S. Grant, right?
Yes.
Former president, Civil War general.
Good guy.
He is known for his heroics at multiple Civil War battle sites,
Yes.
most notably Shiloh. Shiloh, which
Sanders?
is... Anyways, the Civil War battle site Shiloh, and it was there he said, "We'll lick 'em tomorrow. We'll lick 'em tomorrow," and it became kind of it became like a war cry of sorts.
Okay.
For the stop it.
Now let me ask
The
you
Northern
this.
Army. So here's the thing. That same sort of sentiment can be passed down from a.
Let me ask you this, Noah Kent.
Y'all laughing at me.
How
it's true,
in the world,
bro.
with a face mask on, are they going to lick anybody? Tell me that. Tell me that.
Face mask penalty? The helmet's off. There we go. Anyways.
I like your sentiment here.
You'll lick them tomorrow, okay? And
well, no, you don't play tomorrow.
Okay,
You lick them right now, or you don't lick them at all. All right? No,
You better get to licking. That's all we have to say. How about the stats from Richie Overcash?
We're going to start with penalties, since there's just been a lot of them. 17 for U.S. Grant for 169 total penalty yards. For Northwest Classen, you've seen 9 for 72. Northwest Classen really got cleaned up after the first quarter. U.S. Grant did not learn from their first quarter mistakes. But looking at the player stats, starting off with Northwest Classen's offense, Anthony Jones has been outstanding. Had the first throw, INT, overthrew Brandon Butler. Since then, 10 for 16, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 carries for 13 yards. Vontrell Parks has been amazing on the ground. They haven't gotten many touches, 6 for 55 yards. Brandon Butler, of course, 5 catches, 87 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also had 2 carries for 25 yards. And then Jalamon Lopez, who has 4 tackles, a tackle for loss, a sack, and a fumble recovery. And then on the other side, U.S. Grant, Jameer Martin, 5 for 10 with 33 yards. Has been sacked a lot, tackled for loss a lot. They haven't really gotten the run game going. It hasn't been for lack of yards gained, but lack of opportunity for the running backs. And defensively for them, Tyrese McClin, number 4, he's been everywhere. But also Jonathan Anderson, 4 tackles, a tackle for loss. Been everywhere, has a lot of guys. He's knocked a lot of guys out of bounds, which unfortunately doesn't count as a tackle, but he's done it a lot. So
45 seconds left until the kickoff to start the second half. Noah Kent, what do you expect to see from either side?
Well, let's start with the homecoming Northwest Classen Knights. I expect to see more of the same. What do I mean by that? Well, we've seen disciplined defense. Aside from a couple penalties, they've run fit the gaps very well. They've had in general, disciplined secondary. And so I expect to see kind of more of that bend, don't break defense that we've seen so far in this first half. Now going over to the Generals side of the ball, I really, really hope we don't see more penalties. That's really killed the U.S. Grant Generals. They haven't been able to get any rhythm on offense or defense.
Well,
what's up?
I'm sorry, but Captain Micah Finley for Northwest Classen just got caught doing the stanky leg on the sideline. Oh.
Well, that is something I did not expect to see from the Knights, that's for sure. But either way, the Generals, they have a very experienced coaching staff. I believe in their ability to make halftime adjustments. So that's what I'm expecting the Generals to come out with after halftime.
They're going to lick them, right?
That's exactly right.
Okay. I'm excited.
Ezekiel Silva out to kick for the Knights.
Renewed sense of aggression. That's what I'm looking for from the Generals.
Mitchell and Alexander back deep to receive. Silva will send it away. This one picked up by Mitchell. He fakes the give to Alexander. Now Mitchell left side breaks away from one arm tackle. Still on his feet as he's wrapped up and finally drugged down by Nakai Woods. Well, you march out the offense of your U.S. Grant, a chance to get things rolling in the right direction following a tough first half.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Grant. They're going to get the ball around the 34-yard line. I'm really looking for them to get the ball in the hands of Tavon Alexander, much more than they did in the first half. Every time he touches it, he has some sort of big play. That's what it feels like. That's what we've seen. If they want to get back in this game, I think it's going to have to be through him.
Jonathan Anderson back in the game at the running back position. They'll fake the give to Anderson. This one picked up left side on Martin. Martin still turning ahead, finally pushed out of bounds. Big gain, first down.
Great play call. You know, that's called not being predictable. It's called unpredictability.
Yes.
That's also another word for that. Unpredictability on first down. The read option, that's just not something that the Knights were ready for.
No flag.
I was admittedly looking for the flag.
I was as well.
Jameer Martin from the gun, working with Alexander. They'll give it to him up the middle. Jonathan Anderson will get a gain of 4. How about Anderson coming into this ball game, playing so hard? We saw huge hits from him in the first half on the defensive side. Now offensively, still rocking.
Yeah, I think he plays with that sense of aggression that you ideally want to see from your team. Now, sometimes he took it too far, but he has that patented U.S. Grant scrappiness.
Martin breaks away from one tackle in the backfield. Now he scoots away from another. Martin up the middle. Takes it outside, right side. Martin, can he get a block? Martin to the sideline, pushed out at the 26. They'll give him the 25.
Wow.
Jameer Martin.
I have a bit of a player comparison for
Okay.
Jameer Martin. Short, quick release.
Okay.
Ball kind of floats sometimes. Can get out of the pocket, scramble around Cam Ward of the Miami Hurricanes.
Wow, that is not where I was expecting that to go. I like that. Good
Also,
job,
I
Richie.
hate
High
to
five.
say it, but 3 plays with no penalties.
Here you go
And
again,
look
trying
at
to
the
jinx
positive-
everybody.
The positivity.
Jameer Martin looking over the middle, pressure behind him. He's going to be wrapped up and brought down. And some late action too, but a sack going to be credited to number 16, Bowman Young, from the linebacker position. That blindside hit, not much you can do about that as a quarterback.
Bowman Young having a fantastic game. Now adding a sack to the forced fumble, the punch out he got earlier, a tackle for a loss, and 2 total tackles. Having an outstanding game.
And on second down, Jameer Martin hobbles to the sideline. Looks like he will be replaced by Miguel Garcia. Garcia takes a snap. Now he wants to take off up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up immediately. Nowhere to go. Maybe a couple gained for Garcia.
Miguel Garcia, he has played receiver in this game already, now transitioning to the quarterback position. We hope that Jameer Martin, he's going to be okay, but it looks like they're going to ride on Martin if they want to keep this positive momentum going that they've built up in this start of this second half.
Miguel Garcia will come out on third down now. Third and about 16 to go. He does have Anderson in the backfield with him. You can't rule out a handoff in this position. That's exactly what they do to the left side. Anderson cuts upfield, trying to break through into the second level. Well, if he gets away from that arm tackle, you feel like there was something brewing as J-Lamone Lopez was in on the tackle. Now, flag on the field. Personal foul against Northwest Classen on sportsmanlike conduct. As Martin gets away from the trainer's table. Do they bring him onto the field is the big question. They might wait one more play for Martin. Third down, 2 to go. Garcia with Anderson in the backfield. Drops back, looking to the outside. Now he sends it across the middle. Dangerous pass! Touchdown! Caught! Tristan Mitchell! How do you like that? Mitchell went up through traffic and came down with 6 points off the floater over the middle.
You know, I don't want to take anything away from that play right there. Tristan Mitchell, incredible catch. Now look at this formation.
Swinging gate over here for the 2-point attempt. Garcia still in at quarterback. High snap, picked up by the up man. Oh man, in trouble now is Alvarez. Angel sent it to the end zone. Intercepted on the 2-point try. Flag flies. We'll see what the call is. Talking about chaos on that play.
I want to go back to that touchdown play because you had a key player on your defense that wasn't out there. That was J-Lamone Lopez. He had that unsportsmanlike conduct. He kind of walked to the bench, threw his gear on the ground, and he wasn't out there. And as a result, touchdown right over the top in the middle of the defense, right where J-Lamone Lopez patrols.
Man, it really also was just an ill-advised pass. He had an open first down. Instead, he opts to throw up a 50-50 ball into the end zone. Fortunate is Miguel Garcia that it went his way. Now you see a man trot in as a backup quarterback and immediately throw a touchdown. What's your thought process, Richie?
As a quarterback or?
Coaching staff.
As Northwest Classen's coaching staff?
No, as U.S. Grant's coaching staff.
I am just telling him to manage the game, make a good decision, don't do too much. He didn't listen. And you know what? Sometimes you just got to smile and say, good job. You know? I mean,
yeah.
Good job. What can you do?
Is it Penguins of Madagascar? Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
I'm still riding with Jameer Martin.
For sure.
If he's still healthy. Obviously, we saw that electric run, and it seems like Garcia's natural position might be receiver anyways, but you still feel very good about your chances to win this game, considering your receiver came right off the bench and was able to throw a touchdown.
Northwest Classen prepared for an onside kick. Whistle will blow. Not sure why we called the play dead, but U.S. Grant will replace their kicker with Jonathan Anderson. Wait, is there anything this guy doesn't do? No? Silence from the peanut gallery. Jonathan Anderson, approach. Boy, that is almost a really good onside kick. It did not reach 10 yards, but boy, one more bounce. That was a very gettable onside for U.S. Grant. Good coverage. Instead, Northwest Classen takes over.
Very interesting. Northwest Classen sniffed that out, too. There wasn't much tell
Well, I don't know. They did lay the ball on its side.
I did not see that.
Oh.
What do you think about that decision, Richie? Would you have gone for that onside kick?
Why not?
Really?
I think
I
why
like
not? You just trust your defense. I think you've got stops here and there, so trust the defense. Tell them get off the field on 4th down and get your offense back on the field.
Now give left side. This is Parks, who's going to be wrapped up after no gain. He may have even lost one.
Maybe a loss of one on the play.
That was that gang-style tackle that we saw earlier in the first half that was really effective for Grant when it came to getting off the field. We see it again in the second half. So far, no penalties for U.S. Grant. That's a good sign. That's what I expected to see. That's a sign of maturity just from one half to the other.
Jones from the gun again. 2nd and 12. Let's say he lost 2. Looking to his right. Wilkinson rolling out towards the sideline with him. Jones directs traffic a little bit, lets it fly out of bounds, incomplete. Catch made by the bystanders. Coaching staff celebrates the grab. Well, and that's what I would have liked to see, the bullet pass towards the sideline to Wilkinson.
Interesting thing that I saw on that is it looked like the middle linebacker, number 8. I guess that would be Joseph Clemens. He was reading that play to start with. He was prepared for the rollout. He was right there putting pressure on the quarterback, forcing that kind of just drifting throw to the sideline.
3rd down, 12 to go. Jones, man, over the middle, one-handed grab, Butler. Butler with a block downfield and up for a 1st down. The Knights keep things rolling.
Huge conversion right there. That's now a couple just great drive extending plays that Brandon Butler has made. Right there, they convert a 3rd and 11 to keep this drive going. Now puts it right on the edge of the red zone as well.
At first look, I thought he was going to send it away to Kenny Hardesty, who was on a post, and I thought looked pretty open deeper downfield. Instead, checks it down to Butler. One-handed grab, by the way, by Brandon, but ends up as a 1st down. You keep the offense on the field. Now they give ball on the ground, jumped on by Jones. No, U.S. Grant gets on it. The Generals will take over. Huge turnover for the boys in white and red.
That's now the 2nd bobble stat that we've seen from Anthony Jones. 1 was in the end zone. He was able to get back on and have that safety instead of a touchdown. Now, not so lucky. U.S. Grant comes up with the ball. Huge momentum shift. Richie, it's looking like your prediction is coming true. If you, at the very least, if you get 2 touchdowns, you take it down to a 6-point score. Hopefully they can get a touchdown and prove you right.
Martin back out there on offense. He's going to hand off to Anderson. Jonathan is going to get 7 on that carry towards the left side. Ball came out late after the whistle.
Also like to note that Jameer Martin back in the ball game under center.
It's the longest run of the game for Jonathan Anderson. It shows the defensive ability. The linebackers, Tyquavius Williams and Jalen Lopez, just been all over the field today. I think they have 10 tackles between the 2 of them.
Wow.
Martin drops back, late pressure, he's gonna send it deep, man, not open, should have been picked off. Mockelman in coverage will let it go through his hands. If he catches that football, nobody is anywhere near him. It would have been 6. He had a convoy along with him. The only man that had a chance was either Jameer Martin or Jonathan Anderson at catching it. Instead, 3rd and a manageable 4.
Also of note, Jalen Lopez still not out there for the defense of the Knights. They're gonna. That's a big loss. They would really need him on this 3rd down and short.
Give on the sweep, right side. Davin Perkins-Smith, boy, he's still fighting. He's going to get enough for the first down. Probably should have been brought down in the backfield, but he broke the arm tackle and kept moving ahead. He reaches the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Generals.
You know, this is what we really wanted to see from the start of the game. Mistake-free football from the side of the Generals. This is the potential that they had this whole game. It's just those penalties and those turnovers really kept them from what we're seeing right now.
Near Martin. Well, Jonathan Anderson, hey, get on the other side. Now the give to Anderson up the middle. Jonathan, oh, you thought he was going to get away from that tackle. Instead, it was the grip of Tyquavius Williams that brought him down by the shoestring.
Right now, the defense of the Knights just looks off balance. Doesn't look like they really have a counter punch to what the Generals are bringing out there right now. Obviously, I mean, some ill-advised throws for the Generals that happen to be lucky, like that touchdown. But still, this running game right now had no signs of life in the first half. Now they're getting consistent yardage.
Whistles blow. I'm not sure what this is about. I feel like I'm in a perpetual state of being unaware.
Brandon Butler now on defense. Looks like he's going to line up as a boundary corner.
As is Jalamon Lopez.
Yes.
Quick pass, right side, intercepted, Mockelman got it! Zach, sideline, steps out, and the Knights take over in plus territory. Zach Mockelman. He's not just a kicker.
But right when you needed a big play, right as I was saying that the Knights defense looked off balance, you get a huge interception by Mockelman. It just looked like the receiver never turned around for the ball. Mockelman was right there to pick it off. He had a drop interception previously in the drive. This time he's able to make up for that. Great play there by the Knights defense. They're now set up in general territory.
I want to mention Vontrell Parks looks to be a little gimpy out there. This could be something to watch with them trying to run the clock down as we go along.
The fake give to Parks. Jones wants to cut it upfield, going to be brought down from behind. Christian Grove, the captain, came up with the tackle.
And again, Vontrell Parks came across, started limping the moment his fake was carried out. So definitely something to watch.
We saw Jalen Lemon have a couple plays in the backfield earlier, so you have to suspect if Parks is not able to go, they'll probably have Lemon be the backup running back.
Now the give. Parks cut down quickly. Gain of 2. 3rd down coming up for the Knights. Wait, 3 and out would be huge for the Generals. I would expect this to be 4-down territory, though.
Can't afford any negative plays or turnovers like we saw last drive with the fumbled interchange right there. You really want to just maybe a safer play, especially since you know that it's going to be 4th-down territory.
Brandon Butler lines up in the slot on the right side. Might look for a quick out route from him.
And if I'm the Generals, I cannot get caught off sides.
Low snap ball on the ground, picked up by Jones. He's in deep trouble. Slung down at the 40-yard line. Back there to make the play is Davon Alexander.
Exactly what we said couldn't have happened, just happened, Grant. Not only is a fumbled snap, luckily he was able to get back on it, but a sack and a negative play. Now they're looking at 4th and long. Too far to kick it, too close to punt it, it feels like.
You know, if I had that little circle thing they have on ESPN right now, I would circle number 11 in purple.
Yeah,
Brandon
no kidding.
Jones drops back, pressure in his face. He's going to be sacked. Ball on the ground, scooped up Wilkinson. Wilkinson trying to make something out of nothing. He is finally pushed out of bounds, shy of the 40-yard line. U.S. Grant takes over on downs. Talk about handling a bad situation as the General defense came out and gets a huge stop.
Yeah, I think that's right, Grant. I mean, think about Northwest Classen. You had a golden opportunity. You were 3rd and 3, and then a bad snap, fumbled. You go backwards again on that play as well. Now the ball is, let's see, right around the 43-yard line of the Generals. Their momentum's right back with U.S. Grant. You know, you had that, I guess it was a fumble.
Yeah, well,
or interception. It was an interception by Mockelman, but looks like the Generals return the favor, get the ball right back, and are right around midfield.
On that last play, credit Coach Dane Howell, defensive coordinator, sending the pressure. Zero blitz right there was huge, and it worked out. Man in motion for the Generals. Now looking for Perkins Smith. That ball way off the mark on the swing pass. Perkins Smith never even turned his head.
Very interesting defense there. It looked like almost like 6, 7 guys were at the second level, and then 2 down linemen, and then your 2 safeties. Just a weird look from Northwest Classen.
Yeah, very unorthodox to say the least, Richie. And, you know, that's the second pass in a row that the receivers just not really turned around and found the ball. That's just uncoordinated offense. Looks like they're off, like they've lost their rhythm that they've had early in this quarter.
Well, if you're Jameer Martin, you have plenty of time when you only see 2 rushes.
Well, you got 2 seconds to snap the ball and your receivers aren't set. They do get it away. Martin breaks the tackle in the backfield. He's got a man open over the middle. And the ball falls to the turf. Looked like defender may have been there a little early. No call. As that pass was intended for Tristan Mitchell. Mitchell was open for a moment, but by the time the ball got there, everything was closed up.
Generals now looking at a 3rd and long, and this would be a huge wasted opportunity if they're not able to get at least some points on this drive. You would have to imagine you're going to try to get it through the air, but I mean, I guess your go-to receiver has to be Alexander at this point.
I would look at this as 4-down territory. You might have a Jameer Martin designed run here.
Yeah, Martin, exactly what you called right there, design run, but he is putting the ball on the ground. Knights with a chance, they scoop it up. On the recovery, Oscar Arias.
Looks like after the play was over, looks like it's going to be another unsportsmanlike conduct on the side of the Knights. That's going to back them up 15 yards, but still a huge play, momentum turning play by the Knights. I think it was Jalemon Lopez that may have been in there to force that fumble.
Yes, it was, and I apologize, Amari Willis on the recovery.
Okay, but I mean, design quarterback run like you said, Richie, but that's the 2nd fumble that he's had tonight.
I like the play call. Unfortunately, it was blown up by Jalemon Lopez, who just patrols the middle of the field. I was thinking something more outside. That's where Jameer Martin has gotten most of his rushing yards, is getting outside. But I do like the idea, hey, let's get a small chunk of this to set up a 4th and manageable instead of having to go 3rd and 10, incomplete pass, 4th and 10. But didn't work. Great play. Jalemon Lopez is a star.
Still no signal from the White Hat on what that play was. And is he signaling ejection?
Well, they're going to mark it against Northwest Classen.
I believe it was an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, that's what I heard right there.
If I want to see if number 8, Tyquavius Williams, comes back in this game, because that's who the penalty was on. And now as I was watching the White Hat talk to the head coach, it definitely looked like he was signaling that would be an ejection. We'll have to keep an eye on that as the game continues.
Mockelman out wide to the left. He had the interception earlier. Butler in the slot. Parks in at running back. Now Jones hit hard. Nobody touched the big hitter, Jonathan Anderson, and he made that mistake felt by the quarterback.
They got to get Vontrell Parks out of the game. That was all. If I could see the replay, please, Bryce. If you watch Vontrell Parks, this is his assignment on the blitz, and he's not mobile enough. Look at that. Just couldn't get out there.
Boy, and he took another hit from behind from his own lineman as well, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Parks hobbles to the sideline, going to be replaced by J. Lamont Lopez. Boy, talk about a lick, though. You were talking about licks earlier, and we made fun of you, but how about that one?
That's what I was looking for right there. My boy number 14.
Well, he came at it again. That time got picked up as Brandon Butler catches this pass along the sideline. Thrown out at the 35.
And just a massive difference in play and what could have been. You pick up the block. J. Lamont Lopez does a great job, and it leads to 8-ish yards.
Jonathan Anderson will take a break on third down. Get a drink. Maybe expecting to get in on offense, they'll have him take a breath. Jones in trouble again, now back at his own 50. They might give him the positive 48. You thought they might put him on his own 49 for a moment, but he's brought down.
This is not like the Anthony Jones that we have seen, or we have come to expect. He looks unpoised. He looks hesitant, to say the least, and now it looks like he's coming out of the game as they're going to punt. I mean,
can you even blame him?
That's what I was about to say. I don't think it's his fault. The offensive line has more gaps than a strip mall in the suburbs. Like I said, you can't blame it. It's instant pressure. It feels like 3 plays in a row.
That's a good one. I like that one, Noah. Mockelman back to punt.
You've been full of those today.
You talk about, you start the drive off with one huge hit on the sack. Good snap, ball dropped by Mockelman, but a booming punt. Going to be picked up by the Generals. I believe this is Mitchell on the return. Mitchell still on his feet, breaking through tackles. Had a land, he needed to get through one more line of defenders. But he's brought down at the 29. We'll see where they place the ball officially. Looks like that's where they'll put him.
Brandon Butler has 2 touchdowns today and might have just saved one.
Gosh.
I mean, on the flip side of that, Richie, I've been so impressed by the U.S. Grant, ball, I guess receivers and return team as well. You have Tristan Mitchell, then you also have Tavon Alexander, and they both have big play potential every time they touch the ball. It
definitely shows what they can do when they get into open space.
Yeah.
Now the give up the middle. Anderson broke away from another tackle, still on his feet. Anderson in first down territory, but flags fly late.
They signaled holding on the defense,
I believe,
but
it was face mask.
Oh,
I believe.
And
Ben Fuller also
right.
Also said so.
Great call, Richie. That's going to be another personal foul in this game, and that's going to move the ball 15 yards from where Jonathan Anderson originally carried it to.
And don't look now. Northwest Classen catching up in the penalties game. 18-12 now.
The game within the game.
Garcia out at quarterback. Miguel hands it off to Anderson up the middle. Jonathan runs into traffic, but again, able to power head, gain an extra couple. Man, talk about power from this kid.
19 seconds left in this third quarter, but it's been really dominated, it feels like, by the Generals. I'm surprised they don't have more points in this game. They have the ball in Knights territory. Looks like they might be, it looks like they're going to try to get one more play off.
They do get the snap away. Garcia looking downfield as an open man. Big hit as Davin Perkins-Smith made the grab, got enough for the first down.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Looks like we're in store for a great fourth quarter, Grant. This game has been chippy, this game has been physical, this game has been entertaining to say the least.
Yeah, and it's been close. 20 to 8 the score, a chance for US Grant to get out here and make it a little bit closer. We'll take a break, step away, and be back after this.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Well, they dim the lights here at Taft Stadium. Here we go. Fourth quarter on the way. Facebook it, Instagram it, Twitter it, MySpace it. Whatever you gotta do, tune in now. Knights, Generals, final stanza on the way. Guys, what do you feel right now?
Anticipation, Grant. Anticipation. I am ready for a one-score game. That's where it feels like this game is going. The Grant Generals, they have the momentum. They've had it really the whole third quarter. Just a couple turnovers really derailed them. And from what this is looking like, it seems like Grant has a real chance to make it a one-score game, put some real pressure on the Knights going into this fourth quarter.
Ooh. Guys, I love Friday Night Lights, and I especially love Friday Night Lights when you feel like it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, and you know, even though these records are 0-8 and 1-7, that doesn't mean anything when it comes to on-the-field aggression. I mean, these kids are playing like it's 0-0. They're playing like they're undefeated. They're playing like this is a rivalry. They're playing like this is life or death. And I'm here for it, Grant.
The Generals going from right to left.
Was there some sort of 5-yard penalty before we cut? Or
I have no idea. Garcia looking deep downfield. Got a man, look for the back shoulder, catch! And he got it!
Hey.
Tavon Alexander.
Tavon Alexander. We've called his name so many times this broadcast, and you see why here, because he has the receiver ability of.
Hey, miss.
Of who? What do you think? I don't know. But he has tremendous receiver ability. You see it on display there.
You guys don't want to go, you have to make some alcohol.
Garcia back out again at the quarterback position. Handoff up the middle. Nowhere to go that time for Joseph Clemens. He's brought down in the backfield.
Joseph Clemens, the bruising middle linebacker, gets a touch on offense. Not able to replicate his defensive partner's successes. Jonathan Anderson's success in the backfield there, but I like the change of pace back. 11
Second
minutes
down.
and counting.
Second down coming up. Richie Overcash going to handle some business over there by the crowd mic. Unprompted, too. Oh, they left without him even showing up. That's how good he is. Now give right side. There's space. A huge hit on the sideline by Santiago Narvaez. Tristan Mitchell with first down yardage, but a hanky in the hay against the Generals.
Strange. I think that might have been the right call, but the referee farthest from that spot was the one that made that throw, or made the call.
And a Grant player down. with a cramp. That'll stretch him out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Richie Overcash
Yeah,
on the crowd
yeah.
mic. He's so polite.
Good
He's
man.
so polite.
Yes.
Will be 6-7-16.
Second down and 12 coming up for the Generals. Well, they'll move it back to the six to make it 16. What kind of play call do you look for here? Do you still send it deep? Do you throw the ball, or
Yeah.
do you run it?
I am on board for running or throwing it. I think that's where the defense is most vulnerable. If you're able to get a clean pocket, then you have the advantage on the outside.
Garcia drops back to pass, sends it away, had a man nearly picked off. The pass was off the mark. Intended receiver, Jameer Martin. That was not Jameer Martin out there, was it? It was. As the intended receiver. He slipped on the route. Now Jameer Martin back into the huddle. They bring him back to the backfield. Martin in at quarterback. Garcia in the slot, double pass, question mark. Martin drops back, got some time. Now he's going to take off right side. Spy in front of him. Martin can't break away, but he gets it down to make it 4th and maybe 2. Jameer Martin.
Grant, new pants don't have cleaner pockets than that. That was a great job by the offensive line right there. Gives Martin time to make a good decision. There wasn't anything there wasn't an open receiver he could throw to. Instead, he tucks the ball. He's able to get about 15 out of the 16 necessary yards. Sets up a pivotal 4th down and 1.
Give it right back to him and let him go.
Martin with a give up the middle. That's good enough for a first down. The ball may have come out. Looks like Grant held on to it. On the carry is Joseph Clements. 9:50 left in the 4th quarter. 20-8 is the score. U.S. Grant threatening inside the red zone.
That's something that we didn't see much from Grant in the first half. Is they had that holding penalty, but they were able to overcome that mistake. And so, in general, it didn't really affect the game as much as some of the earlier penalties that they had, which completely derailed them and pushed them out of field goal range, pushed them out of the red zone, made them have to throw up a jump ball for a turnover.
Martin left side, trying to break the edge. He'll be pulled down out of bounds at the 11.
Looks like that's going to set up a 2nd down and 4 or so. I love that play call. Right now they're keeping the ball in the hands of the players that give them the best chance to win, which is always a great recipe for success. Martin, Alexander, Mitchell, I would throw Anderson in there as well. Clements has been a good back, gotten them that pivotal 4th down. They're doing a great job of dishing it out to the people that they need most.
2nd down, 4 to go. Martin looking to his right now. He shifts to the left. He wants to roll out to his right, and he does. Loses the football. Ball on the ground. The Knights think they have it. There is a penalty marker in the backfield, but it looks like Northwest Classen will come up with the recovery. The ball simply fell out of the hand of Jameer Martin. The penalty was a hold against U.S. Grant, going to be declined as the Knights take over.
Costly mistake right there, Grant. I mean, it looked like he had space to run. He just wasn't able to tuck that ball down, and as a result, it just kind of, I think he just lost his hold of it. Gets on the turf, he's not able to recover, and now Northwest Classen has a chance to really put a good drive together and put this game what feels like out of reach.
What a great opportunity, just squandered away from a very simple mistake.
Oh, yeah. Now Generals, maybe not quite desperation mode, but just about there. Deep pass now from the Knights. Got their man, Jordan Jackson. Jordan Jackson, you can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown. Northwest Classen.
I mean, cue the light show, Grant. Cue the light show. Woo! Look at that. What is that, an 80-yard touchdown? Something like it. I mean, they're leaving their defensive backs on one-on-one coverage. That's a whole new meaning to cover zero blitz because they literally covered 0 people on it. But Jordan Jackson takes advantage of the space on the outside and it just accelerates.
Can we talk
for
about
6?
Great play, seeing the corner drift. He goes, attacks the football. Then the breakaway speed, he was gone. No one was catching him. 85 yards. Jordan Jackson's first catch of the game goes to the house. What a play.
Extra point attempt on the way. Snap. Bounced on the ground. So a late hold and the kick no good. Not much you can do when you're already at the holder and the ball's on the ground.
You know, it feels like that score, it really puts the game just, it feels like it's put at the brink of a victory for Northwest Classen, but you know, that was such a quick score, there's still plenty of time left. If they're able to take like 2 or 3 or 4 minutes off the clock, it really feels like it puts this game out of reach. Instead, there's still 8 minutes, 49 seconds on the clock, and there's still a chance for U.S. Grant if they're able to replicate what Northwest Classen just did, that quick score through the air.
The thing is, after a turnover, the defense is probably not very happy they have to come out. Quick change, sudden change, and you take a deep shot.
Yeah.
That makes it an 18-point game, 3 possessions. I think you take the 6 immediately over, you know, knocking time off the clock because of how your defense is played, because of how turnover-prone U.S. Grant has been. So I really want to give credit to the play call. I think it's a beautiful play call coming out of a sudden change situation and taking a deep shot.
.8:49 left in this 4th quarter. Northwest Classen getting ready to kick it away. You still don't feel like the Generals are quite out of it. But you know it's going to take something crazy now.
And they have the players to do so. They have the playmakers on the boundary, and they have Jonathan Anderson in the middle. I feel like it's possible. It's just very improbable at this point.
Kick is high. It's going to be fielded. And the reverse is there. Now with the ball is Tavon Alexander right side. Alexander breaks another tackle. Inside Knight territory, reaches the 42.
That's the first step to a comeback, Grant. They return the kick. What is that? 50, 60 yards to the opposite 40. And they're in striking distance.
Here's my question for both of you. Jameer Martin, 5 for 14, 33 yards today. 3 fumbles, 2 INTs. Miguel Garcia, 2 for 3, 1 touchdown, 38 yards. Do you trust him enough to put him in and say, we need to throw the ball, we need to move it through the air? Or do you keep Jameer Martin?
At this point, I think a quarterback change so late in the game, especially when I've seen flashes, would be premature and too risky almost.
Martin with all day in the pocket. He could send this one into the end zone, man, wide open. He finally sees him in the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Grant!
Davina Perkins Smith.
Right back in it is the Generals.
Jameer Martin steps up, proves me wrong, However, there is a flag, and I believe he took a step past the line of scrimmage here. Oh, man.
I hope Bryce is getting replay ready.
I believe
The line of scrimmage is the 42. The 42.
And every part of your body has to be across.
Yes, and
it's
that is a penalty flag.
That plant foot is about the 40, where you're letting go. Oh, they wave it off!
So they wave the flag. Touchdown stands. Here's the thing. If you are at all unsure of the call at the high school level, there is no way for you to review it. You cannot make that penalty call if you're unsure. Clearly, not 100% certain. Then let it stand. We've got a brand new ball game with what I could only assume is a 2-point conversion attempt on the way.
Grant, can we see that replay one more time? Is that possible? Here we go. I mean, the arm strength on display, first of all.
Man. And he was Perkins Smith was standing in the end zone for quite some time, just waving his arms.
Open.
Somehow snuck behind the defense. No one even noticed. 2-point conversion attempt on the way. Run up the middle. Did he get in? He did. 2-point conversion is good. It's a 10-point ball game with just under 8 minutes left to go.
Well, that's exactly what I said. They need to replicate what Northwest Classen just did, and they did. They come out here with a quick strike. So many quick strikes looking like a box of matches, if you will. And they're right back in this ball game. They're only down 10 with about 8 minutes left to go. And your defense has shown the ability to get stops. If they're able to get another stop right here, I feel confident about my chances to at least make this game close to the end.
Well, and the other thing, too, the beauty of this moment, of that one-play touchdown, is that, yeah, you probably still should do it, but you don't need an onside kick right now.
This is unbelievable. What a swing. You go from touchdown, everyone's celebrating, you see the flag, oh no, he stepped in front of the line of scrimmage. The wave off and the touchdown call.
You know, that's where you would just want to be in the conversation that those officials had. You know, what prompted them to wave that flag off?
Oh,
especially
man.
once you've already thrown.
They had the right call.
Hey, onside kick to the left side could be big here. Sorry to interrupt you guys. Maybe even the right. I think you have numbers on the right, too. The ball is not teed up for an onside. Looks like the Generals will likely send this one deep, barring some trickeration, as the kids would say. They are going to kick it low on the ground, and it's going to bounce out of bounds. It looked like it was about to turn and roll up the sideline. Instead, illegal procedure. You can live with that, though, if you're the Generals. 8 minutes left. You still got your timeouts. Down 2 scores.
You can live with that, Grant, but if it's me, I would just rather see an onside kick than potentially give the opportunity to have that ball go out of bounds. I think that's more of a risk reward. But either way, you're right. They get the ball, Northwest Classen gets the ball back around the 35-yard line. This is your chance to put the game away.
I'm still in disbelief. I can't believe it. I saw the flag. I was kind of devastated. I was like, oh, man. Then they waved it off.
They waved it.
Insane.
Of all the flags that they pick up, it's sort of funny.
There's been 33 flags and they waved that one.
Defense loads the box against the Knights. They'll give left side to Lopez. Jay Lamone cuts it back upfield. It's going to gain 3. maybe 4.
If you're Northwest Classen, the clock is your friend. The clock is your friend. You want to take as much time as possible, line it up for this these plays. And then if you're the U.S. Grant, be wary of the hard count. Be wary of the hard count. It's in these situations that you're most anticipating, most ready to get off the ball and make a big play for your team. You have to still be disciplined.
Timeout on the field. Big moments coming. We'll take this timeout with them. We'll be back after this. We bring you back to the action. 2nd down, 6 to go. 7:20 left in this 4th quarter. The Generals clinging on to any life that they might have left. Now the give, left side, Lopez got a lane. He's going to get a 1st down. Mows over defenders and drops to his knees on the other side of the 50. That's a huge run for the Knights. Boncho Parks sprints out to check into the ball game.
And that carry finally got J. Lamont Lopez out of the negatives. So he's up to 11 yards on the game. A really, really gutsy carry.
Clock under 7 minutes. Knights. They snapped the ball, but it looked like the referees are telling the bands to cut it out. You cannot play while the opposing offense has the ball, I guess.
If you're the Knights, you cannot afford any mistakes right now. Penalties stop the clock, and the turnovers obviously.
Do you change the play call? No, you don't. You go back to exactly what you just called. Nearly a sack as that ball is knocked away. Penalty flag flies. Pass interference coming up. They're going to call this one against Miguel Garcia. He reached the receiver a little bit early. You need in that moment to jump into him, sure, but turn around and face the ball when you do it. Broncos did that to the Panthers this past week. He jumped into a receiver but turned around, ended up with an interception. Richie, I'm sure you saw it and cried.
I mean, we suck. I don't really care anymore. I'm happy we lose, actually, at this point. I want Bryce Young to show flashes. I want J.C. Horn to continue to strap up. And other than that, let's lose. Let's get Travis Hunter or someone, you know?
Travis Hunter would be a nice addition.
As long as we don't draft a quarterback.
I would like the Broncos to have Travis Hunter alongside Pat Surtain.
Nasty.
Anthony Jones, again, jumps forward a little bit with his hard counts. 1st and 10, clock at 6:47. Do you throw the ball deep here over the middle? If you're Anthony Jones, you know it's open. They're going to look for it now, a sack. Jones does enough to hold on to the football, but who do you think it was? Jonathan Anderson bringing him down deep in the backfield. Momentum play for the quarterback was taken away by Jonathan Anderson the very next play.
Yeah, he's played great tonight. Grant, U.S. Grant is not in this game if they don't have him. I firmly believe that. So great job though of hanging on to the football. If you're Anthony Jones, blindside sack that almost always results in some sort of strip sack.
Jones wants to drop back, but a whistle blows before the play can begin. Flag on the field. This might be against the Knights.
but it won't be. It will be against U.S. Grant. It looks like some sort of neutral zone infraction or offsides. Huge blow right there. You had it really backed up to about a 2nd and 20. Now it's only 2nd and 15. Still long, but those 5 yards could pay or come into play later on in this game.
U.S. Grant is creeping up on 200 total penalty yards in this game. 23 penalties for 192 yards today for U.S. Grant.
Jones in trouble again, trying to break away, brought down. Huge sack, Xander Thompson. Nowhere to go for Anthony.
That's one of the few times we've called his name tonight. But not only does he get in the backfield, but it looks like Anthony Jones is injured, which will stop the clock, which could be a huge, I mean, that saves about 40, 35 seconds.
Well, they're letting it roll now as Jones is back on his feet. They reset the play clock and then continue to roll the game clock as well.
Okay, it should be 3rd down and long. 3rd down and long. 3rd down at probably 21 to 22.
Jones drops back. He's looking for his man open downfield. Intercepted. Davin Perkins Smith in coverage takes it away.
Perkins Smith, he's the one that had the long touchdown on the previous offensive drive to the Generals. Now he takes one away. That was, I think he was in coverage for Jordan Jackson.
He was.
That was the one that had the 80-yard catch and run on the previous offensive possession for the Knights. And great defense for the Generals.
And the route made it look like it was about to be another similar play, similar result. But the ball little underthrown allowed Perkins Smith to come back up and make the grab. Now the Generals.
I'm airing it out right now.
Quick hitter right side. Trying to break away from one tackle, able to do it and get enough for a first down is Tavon Alexander.
The Knights are extremely susceptible to vertical routes right now with the defense that they're in. First off, they're not getting any pressure on the quarterback because they're only rushing 3. And then most of their defenders are 5 to 7 to 10 yards off the ball. If you can get one of your speedy receivers to come off the ball unjammed and into the secondary, there's a real chance for some big plays.
2 out to the left, 1 wide right. Martin looking downfield. Now he's going to take off right side. Martin, he's got all kinds of space. Good block downfield. He trots out of bounds, but a penalty flag on the field. And the Generals once again shoot themselves in the foot after a huge play, or should I say what would have been a huge play. Clock under 4.5. U.S. Grant down 10, and they can't put the shovel down.
Yeah, that's a killer right there. That really is a killer. Ball's going to be placed back around the original line of scrimmage, although it will be first down because he did achieve on a first down on that play.
Now whistles will blow. Timeout called.
No, I think it's for the band again.
Yep.
That is beautiful.
Tell him, Coach.
He did. That's awesome. Not for the band. It's unfortunate for the band, but referees are on it today. Option play. Martin keeps it himself, wants to cut up field. Looked like he might have wanted to toss it late.
Come on, you got to air it out. You got options downfield. Looked like Garcia was the open man there.
Flag flies. That one is going to go against number 2, Miguel Garcia, for some words, it looks like.
The game was guilty at 47-yard line.
Now coach heading over to the band. Might be looking to make amends.
Oh, no, it's going to be on the Knights. Oh, no, it's offsetting penalties.
There you go.
Okay.
It'll be second down and 6. And we have a timeout.
I think they did make amends. I think everything's all right between coach and band.
Yes.
In case you were wondering. But the offsetting penalties have the clock stopped at 4:10.
If y'all had to guess, how many penalties do you think we've seen in total?
20, 28?
36.
38.
38 penalties.
Yes.
Wow.
25 for U.S. Grant, 13 for Northwest Classen.
Good grief.
Insane.
That is. Those numbers are off the charts, quite frankly, Richie. Quite frankly. But they're on your stat sheet.
There's so many penalties, it's actually going into a second page on my Google Doc.
That's so funny. Oh, man. 4 minutes, 10 seconds. We're ready to play football once again. 10-point ball game in the final quarter.
The band seems scared to play at all. I don't think they know they can play in between plays. I think they're kind of scared now.
Jameer Martin from the gun, 3 wide to the left. Now he wants to roll to his right. Martin taking off. Looking for the sideline. He will get out after the first down.
Richie, I think your Cameron Ward comparison just it continues to prove itself true. I agree with you on that. Right there, has the power and the speed to get to the sideline, get the first down, gets out of bounds. Clock stops at 4:04 left to play.
I really think he plays even faster than Cam Ward. I think he's more physical than Cam Ward. I think he runs a little more Cam Newton-y while having the size of Cam Ward and the release and the ball.
4:04, clock stopped. Martin from the gun. Screen pass left side. Should have been caught. It was high, but the blockers were there. That's one that Tavon Alexander typically hauls in, guys.
It's the first target that he has not caught today.
Wow.
5 targets, 4 catches, 53 yards for Tavon Alexander.
I still think that Grant should try to look for a play down the field. You know, one thing with a quick thing or a quick route or a quick hitter is that usually means that you're under pressure and you want to get the ball out of the backfield as soon as possible. They're rushing 3 right now. You have plenty of time.
Martin, pressure in his face, has to step away from it. Now he's going to take off again right side. Gets the edge. Martin lays the one. His helmet comes off. A rocket of a hit on the right side. Looked like Amari Willis. Now put the quarterback on the ground.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And looks like Jameer Martin is walking towards the sideline with his helmet off. He might need a breath after that. Look at this. Boom.
That's that Pat McAfee against Trendon Holiday hit.
Do they, in high school, when you lose your helmet, you're out for one play, right?
Yeah, you have to step out of play.
Okay. So we're going to see Miguel Garcia here. And a delay again.
Yep. Can't afford that right now if you're the Generals. But I believe with the delay of game, you can bring in Martin.
Stoppage of play.
He should be able to, which the legs of Martin right now are keeping you afloat. Oh, they waved the flag. Okay.
I was
going to say, it was a quick. Man.
I think there should have been, I think they started the play clock right after the play was over, but Martin was still being helped to the sideline, and so I think that's the right call by the officials.
Garcia drops back. He's going to have to get away from a tackler. He does. He spins, stays on his feet, sends it downfield. Dangerous pass intercepted. The Knights take it the other way. Devin Wilkinson. Wilkinson to the right side, runs out of bounds. He just might have iced it. And a late flag flies. Garcia with an ill-advised pass gets it intercepted by the senior Wilkinson.
First and foremost, Grant, I want to give the utmost amount of credit to Devon Wilkerson, right? Comes back from injury, not playing quarterback. He's been everywhere doing whatever his team needs to win. Why not run the ball there if you're U.S. Grant?
Well,
or something quick. I just don't.
I'm okay with throwing the football. The problem comes with the pressure that got in there. You hate to say this, I understand. Not a good decision to throw the ball where you did. I understand the thought process. I get it. But given where you were, given the fact that you couldn't set your feet, that's when you got to throw away.
Our producer, Bryce, just told me J-Lamon Lopez has been tossed out of this game.
Yeah, that's what Ben Fuller was saying as well. I think there was another player for the Generals that was ejected as well.
Now Vontrell Parks will gain 2.
Flag flies. What I was going to say, Grant, is you've seen Miguel Garcia put the ball into trouble, right? It was a touchdown, but you saw it. So it's just, to me, if you pass, it's got to be a design screen or just a handoff up the middle, in my opinion.
Well, this penalty will go against Tayron Alexander. As well as Northwest Classen. I believe Vontrell Parks may have been involved in it. I might be mistaken about that. Offsetting. Back to first. Well, we'll just call it 2nd down and 7. Hard count got him.
I think there was also a false start there, so. Wow. That looked like a false start to me, Grant. I will not lie, but Northwest Classic gets the benefit of the doubt. They're looking at about a 2nd and 2 now.
Yeah, 2 yards to go. Vontrell Parks more than likely getting this football.
First down here pretty much ices it. I think U.S. Grant has 1 timeout left or 2.
Well, Jones going to drop back, send it, nearly intercepted. Would have been a diving grab for the defender, Devin Smith.
Jonathan Anderson is a menace out on the field. He laid out Anthony Jones. Anthony Jones will be icing that tonight.
Man, and I just... Yes, you're right, but that was a route that Hardesty gave up on. I'm not sure if he could have gotten to the ball, but that's one in that moment. Even if you can't make the grab, Hardesty has to be attempting to keep the ball away from the defender, right? You need to play some defense there as a receiver. Now it's 3rd and 2. The give up the middle. Parks, he's got space, though he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Patient, maybe too patient, as Parks can't get the first. It's 4th down. And a man down for the Generals.
Do you think the injury is playing into his explosiveness, or do you think he was just being patient there?
That looked like patience to me. He was still bouncing around. And I think he was a half second too late hitting that hole. It's going to be 4th and a short 1. The question now becomes, do you go for it or do you punt it away? Another play like that and the Generals are 1 play away from scoring.
I know it's high school football, but I don't think you shouldn't have a quarterback sneak in your disposal. Put Devin Wilkinson under center and have someone, push behind him. And I mean, this is 4th and what, a foot, maybe?
I'm with Richie. Maybe not necessarily a quarterback sneak, but it feels like the Generals are 1 play away from scoring anyways, regardless of where on the field they are. And so I would rather have the ball in my offense's hands just to try to seal this game.
I think you do trust your defense.
Yep.
You forced 6 turnovers.
Yeah.
If you get the first down here, that pretty much ends this game. If you turn the ball over, I think worst case scenario, it takes a couple of plays. It's a miracle almost for U.S. Grant to win. As we see Joseph Clemens walking off, limping off on his own power.
2:25 left to go in the game.
And it looks like Mockelman is going to be out here to punt this away.
I don't think there's a wrong answer to the question.
Do you look for a fake punt?
No. If you were going to fake it, no reason to.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But is it in the back of your mind? No.
Oh!
No. No.
Oh,
That can't be how it
goodness.
happens.
Offside on the defense. After
Jameer
the
Martin, who has kept you alive for so much of this ball game. Oh no. And there's no need to push for a block on that punt either. That's the other.
We've seen bad snaps. We've seen so many things happen on these punts. No real reason to. Oh my goodness.
Now 1st and 10. Northwest Classen. They'll give to Parks, right side. Vontrell, all kinds of space. First down, he reaches the sideline. And a U.S. Grant General on the ground.
It's just Jameer Martin.
Martin has been tending to that leg all night long. It may have finally reached its peak. And we are not partial to either side coming into this broadcast, but for this to be the way that it goes down just doesn't feel right. But at the same time, it almost does, with a penalty being what costs you.
27th of the game for U.S. Grant. I mean, listen. This is one of the most hard-fought games we've watched all year, right? I think both sides just ultra competitive. I think that's what's led to so many mistakes, is how competitive these two teams have been. Like you said, almost poetry coming into play.
Yeah.
Struggle with penalties all game long. You cleaned it up a little in the 3rd quarter. This 4th quarter, it's bit you back again. And then on probably the biggest play of the game, you're getting the ball back. You have a chance to make something happen, and your quarterback, who has kept you in the game, commits a penalty.
Martin will limp to the sideline under his own power. Jameer, just a junior. He's got another year. Boy, and he just fell to another cramp.
I hope it's just a cramp.
Oh, it looks like a cramp to me, and he's rolling in agony. Now, Jones in trouble, will take off left side. Anthony Jones still on his feet. Nearly broke another tackle as Jonathan Anderson was coming in hot.
And if you look at the U.S. Grant sideline, one of the coaches is furious. And I would imagine that, I'm not sure which receiver it was, they got away with a little bit of a push to the back of a defender. It was very slick, very sly, but it definitely should have been called.
Yeah, it definitely looked like the receiver's getting a little frisky, little handsy on the defender on that. But you know, another thing that I want to point out on that play is, you know, this defense looks gassed. They look gassed. And I think it's because they really have given their all. A couple more minutes left. Maybe they can find a miracle.
Jones throws it up. Ball batted down. Good defensive play. from the Generals on that one.
Man, why would you throw it? That stops the clock now with under 2 minutes. The Knights getting a little greedy, it looks like.
It doesn't make sense at the end of the day. It doesn't make sense.
You should run it. You should definitely run it.
I think you should run it.
1 minute, 59 seconds on the game clock. Northwest Classen will hand this one off to Parks on the left side. Von
Get out of
Trell.
bounds.
Stay in bounds.
He's going to be hit out of bounds.
Parks, the ball carrier.
Boy, and he took a lick on that one.
Yeah.
Clock stops at 1:53.
Maybe multiple. There was a host of Generals.
Hey, Be Kind says, good job, Jonathan. Absolutely. Jonathan Anderson has been phenomenal all night. He's been a huge highlight.
Yeah, he really has.
6 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 for a loss, 7 carries, 39 yards. He's been absolutely outstanding.
Every hit has been huge.
Massive for a small guy.
Jones can't break the tackle. Brought down.
There's Clemens, the middle linebacker. He's been off and on the field with injury. Makes a huge play there. Keeps Anthony Jones out of the end zone. That if he lets go, Anthony Jones is in for 6. Do you call timeout, Richie, if you're U.S. Grant?
I'm not sure how many they have, but you've been so injured, so banged up. Your players are getting more hurt as the game goes on. There's a minute left. Possibility for a 3-possession game. I would just sit on it.
Jones tosses it to the left side. Zach Mockelman thrown out of bounds.
A really poor job of clock management from Northwest Classen.
Guys, we are 15 minutes away from a 4-hour broadcast.
Jonathan Anderson now on the sideline as well. I'm telling you, this defense, this team in general, has given their head coach, Levesky, and Alex Levesky, their all tonight.
Hey
and
guys,
it shows.
as we approach a minute left, just want to remind you next week we'll be at Spiegel Stadium for U.S. Grant against Lawton Ike. So Grant fans, you haven't gotten rid of us yet. Flag flies in the backfield. Touchdown if it stands.
It probably won't, though. That's another flag you got to imagine holding here. Once again, stops the clock.
I don't. Listen, I think the refs have been fine. That one, just sit on it. No reason.
I mean,
both teams banged up in this game. You're making them play an extra down.
got it.
It would take a miracle at this point.
Yes and no. Yes and no, Richie. I can see both sides of it. Obviously, you want to, justice is blind, but I would agree with you. There is some situational awareness that the referee should be
40-second penalty of the game.
Unreal.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
I like the slide there from Anthony Jones. Gets
Yeah,
out of
it's
the
a
pocket,
good.
Slides down. That will do it. It should do it.
Does not look like Grant will call a timeout.
That'll do it.
Well, U.S. Grant, unfortunately, looks like they will be winless so far in the season as they're not able to get the victory here at Taft Stadium. They will go have a home game next week against the Eisenhower Eagles, who are 3-5 right now. As for the Classen Knights, they have a game against the Choctaw Yellow Jackets, number 1 in District, or 6A to District 1. That will be a tough game for them on the road.
Well, like we said, next week, for Week 10, we will be live at Spiegel Stadium for U.S. Grant football once again. Guys, penalties, the story of the night. But it's been almost a 4-hour broadcast. I think exhaustion has hit many of us. Any final thoughts before we close things out?
Here's what I'll say, Grant. Obviously, I just touched on it. The U.S. Grant Generals, they're winless on the season so far, but that does not mean that they have not had success. A renowned poet, scholar, Meek Mill once said there's levels to it. There's levels to it. And so I think this coach, this program, they understand it. This was a quote that I found. He says, I want to build this program. This is head coach Alex Levesky's talking. I want to build this program, whether it takes 20, 50, whatever years. I want to be one of those old heads that gets to say, hey, I did it here. And coupled with the quote about how he cares about success off the field as well as on the field. You know, you saw U.S. Grant give it its all. You had that chippiness, that reckless abandon, if you will. And I think that if these kids keep on buying into that, I think they will have success off the field as well as on.
Absolutely. I think both these teams are going to go to the film room Monday. It's going to be a short day for both of them. I think they earned it. I think both of these teams played so incredibly hard, competed so well. That's probably what led to some of the penalties. But I think overall, if I'm a coach of both sides, I'm just saying, listen, we played as hard as we possibly could. I truly believe that, and I'm proud of how we played. And, you know, maybe it swung our way, maybe it didn't, but I'm very proud of the way these two teams played.
Well, we thank you, all the viewers, for sticking with us tonight. It was a fun one, much like we expected. Very, very fun. A lot of penalties, a lot of time spent waiting on referees to make calls. But I think that's going to do it for us for the night. For Bryce Burns, Ben Fuller, Richie Overcash, and Noah Kent, I'm Grant McNew saying good night, and we'll see you next week.
Everybody loves spending fun money. What would you do if TTCU Federal Credit Union gave you $200? Maybe something fun for someone else. Or something for you and your bestie. Now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit. Now that's fun money you can really enjoy. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.